Yo, we here. What's the word? What's the word? I was just sharing. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. We here 718 Second Take Entertainment page. Make sure y'all follow. You know what I mean? I had little problems with the BGF page. We here. We locked in. You know what I'm saying? Like, gotta learn how to work the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as I'm learning, you know what I mean? The team learning. We all learning. You feel what I'm saying? We just gotta put out the content. You know what I mean? You don't deal with none of that nonsense, man. It's your boy OGBazz. Y'all know who with me. Shout out to the partners, man. T Nice, the debater. You know what I mean? Fast living. It's a beautiful feeling. And we got Tommy, Real Rap Battle League, New Money. But yo, honey, nigga, you heard me? And shout out to the other partners, man. J Miz, TD, you know what I mean? We all here. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Let me unmute the guys, man. Let me unmute the guys. What's the word? How y'all doing, man?
Feeling great, feeling great.
Had a great
Salute
time
to
in the
everybody.
building.
Yeah,
Salute,
yeah.
salute.
Yeah, we
Good,
bringing
y'all.
it
What's
back.
good?
We bringing it back. How was y'all day? How was y'all day? How was y'all day, man? Let's start off with fast living. How was your day, brother?
It's all right, man. You know what's going on from when I called you. I'm all right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean everything good,
Just,
money. That's a good thing. Huh?
yeah, yeah, man. Life is good when you're alive.
Okay, that's what
That's
it
a whole
is. That's
fact.
what we want to hear. Nice. How was your day? Nice.
Oh, beautiful day, man. Even though it's
Oh
raining
yeah.
out here. I was sick
Oh yeah.
yesterday, got sick, things happen like you know I text you things happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Facts.
But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh
That
yeah.
situation is okay with that. But
Thank
t-
God.
today today is a beautiful day.
Yeah. Thank God for that.
Yes,
You know
always.
what I'm saying?
Thanks and
Like, thank
praises.
God for that. Yes, man. Thank God. You know what I mean? For
My
that.
baby
Thank
starts
God.
school tomorrow. I'm like, dang.
Damn, they back in school. They about to get
Yes.
back in school already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in different states they go to school. My kids go back to school the
She
25th
start
this month.
tomorrow.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, different states
Yeah.
operate different.
That's when the one in high school she go back.
Oh shoot.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm like, you go to school
Yeah,
where
that's
the
different.
school clothes is shorts. The school
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
clothes was easy. I was like, hold on, I'm not buying jeans and sweaters. That's going. It takes a
Yeah.
while to get cold out here. So she got some shorts. She got. Matter of fact, it's raining out here. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so she got her Lilo and Stitch rain suit with the umbrella. So
Ah,
she
Oh
dying
shoot.
to wear that. So that's
Oh
what she
yeah.
wearing on the. I pick her up. I pick her up from school. Her mother drop her off. I pick her up, so I know she gonna have that on when I pull up.
Uh,
I'm already knowing nothing.
she
She
better.
don't want to wear nothing but that rain suit. Yeah, the first
Okay.
day of school is gonna be raining, so she like on cloud 9. She on
Oh,
cloud 9.
now that's dope.
But
A way to
yes, man.
start off.
Sorry about the overlap. But yeah,
What? Nah, you talk. This is what we, you know what I mean? That's
yeah,
at the
my
beginning.
baby.
We gotta get those,
I
we
told
get those situations off. You know what I mean? We get those
mm-hmm.
situations off. You know what I mean? Tommy.
you. Yeah, and I like to tell. I want the chat to hear this because
Okay.
facts.
No doubt. I
No,
don't know,
that's a fact.
Baz. My day was a
God.
regular, you heard? Just regular, you heard? Every day. Staying focused
Okay.
on life, period. Kids in my life. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Spraga Benz. Today
That's
was
it.
a good day.
Shout out to the chat. You know what I mean? We here. We
Straight up.
streaming here. We streaming Twitter. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all hit that like button. We got a good one for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Like we recapping. Let me see. Let me get into that. Oh man, what happened to it? We recapping Joe and Jada Show. You know what I mean? featuring Jermaine
I'm sorry,
Dupri.
Joe, man.
You feel me? I had to do the
Yeah.
Jermaine Dupri one first because like when it get to a certain point,
If
when he talk about somebody, I got a story for that. That's why, you know what I mean? I got a story for that. Like how it's so crazy, like how I could have possibly been like on so deaf. You know what I mean? That would tell a story, but I don't know when it get to that part. You know what I mean? When it get to that part. But go ahead, say what y'all was gonna say before we play the audio. What you said?
Nah, we was listening to what you said.
I think nice
nah,
and fast
I was
was
gonna
going.
say because I remember saying that yeah yeah it was me, but I was saying that
What?
I ain't like the show because of the connection. I ain't see the connection. But
Yeah.
Cap if Fat Joe capping on purpose, that show was hilarious. If he doing that on purpose, that's funny.
But everybody
That's
say
what I feel
capping
about
like
that
so.
show.
People,
If
if
he,
everybody's
he
sure,
gotta
like
be
wow.
saying some of the things he said on purpose.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you think he capping about
No, I
everything?
think
I ain't
that's
think
his
he capping.
route. I think because he a good storyteller
He just got a lot to say. He just
on
seemed like he like
purpose.
that in
Not
general.
all
Like
his stories, but the ones where you like, yo, like when he said it, one of his family members went to Colombia. So he said something about his cousin went to Colombia to
yeah,
fight the revolution.
yeah.
Things like that. You're like, yo, this dude ain't just say that. Yo, he do say funny stuff, and if he's doing that on purpose, they got me watching that show.
I'm
But if
dead.
he's defending and getting mad because people like you lying, and he's like, I'm like, because he
So
ain't
Jermaine
saying
Dupri
nothing
is a
about the
legend,
comments about everybody saying that he capping. He don't care, and I think because
but
he doing it on purpose. You,
I think they doing it smarter now. Like because when
yep,
they started off with the sports, like it was like
no, nah,
dragged out. So it was like
nah,
it wasn't
nah.
like Cam and Mace. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like
My bad.
Cam and Mace. You know what I'm saying? Far as for that. So when they did that and switched it to how they
Right.
doing it, you know what I mean? That's
Hit from the
it's a better
yeah.
look. It's a better look. You know what I mean? Far as that people want to hear shit like they brought back Eve. You know what I mean? The other day, it's a lot. Like it's a lot we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just had to start off with JD first because like he was always the person where I said from back then when I was young, like if I had to sign with anybody, if I had any choice, it would have been him. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have been him because I felt he would have. I felt with him and how like my music was, I would have had the best opportunity to reach my highest peak as far as with him. You know what I mean? So like, shout out to Jermaine Dupri. You know what I mean? Like, but let's get to it, y'all.
All my mind was at, I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. That's all I was thinking about. I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. I
I
ain't know what
think
the
you
record's
should
gonna
have
be,
been
but I'm gonna
signed to
make this record with Jay-Z.
Rockefeller.
And
Okay.
long story short, he
Oh,
came to
okay.
Atlanta, and I went to pick him up. And when I'm driving to the airport to pick him up, I'm listening to Can't Knock the Hustle. And when he say deep in the South, kicking up top game, I'm like, he's talking about me. Who is he talking about? I'm riding. I'm thinking he talking about me. He say switching 4 lanes. I'm switching. I'm. By the way, I'm in a Bentley. So as soon as he come out the
Swinging
airport, I
JD.
say, yo, I'm gonna sample
Yeah.
this part. This gonna be our song. And he's like, all right.
JD the GOAT. JD the GOAT. When Jay-Z was doing this shit, niggas was not fucking with him as far as like
Joe Crack, the
niggas wasn't
motherfucking
fucking with him.
Dawn.
When it
It's your
came to the
boy
hits,
Kiss. You know what it is, the Joe and Jada Show. This is a special edition right here. You got a
shout out to the
historic,
Joe and Jada Show,
legendary
man.
hip-hop
718 Second
pillar
Take Entertainment.
in the
Hit the
building.
likes.
With no further ado,
Share the
ladies and
love.
gentlemen, make some noise for my brother
Gonna bring
Jermaine
the page
Dupri. Yeah,
back.
yeah. Hold up. Hold up.
Look at Joe starting
Because this
already.
ain't a regular show, guys. This is royalty.
This is not even this is a fucking pyramid. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole pyramid of Egypt sitting up. I'm telling you the truth. I didn't say one. Like I couldn't sleep last night. You know what I'm saying? Because I was so excited. I mean, we love all our guests, but this is a different. He's got the blue Leroy glove. This is royalty right here. So, you know, JD, it's an honor to have you on the Joe and Jada Show. Taking the chance with our little podcast. You know, we the rookies of the year, most likely to succeed. But thank you for coming up. Shit.
You already know we gonna give a little. We're gonna go on a little time capsule for the people that might not know. You know, we living in a time where
I like that line one of them just said.
Prefer to look up shoes and look up some bullshit there instead of getting some knowledge sometimes. Now, you stopped attending school in middle school to go on tour. Just talk a little bit about what that experience was like for some people that might not know what going on tour is, and for just a young ass kid stopping middle school to go on tour. What was that even like?
I mean, I didn't actually know that's what was happening. You know what I mean? It just was going like, I was dancing, so you know, the Fresh Fest was the first time they ever had a Fresh Fest anywhere. Was in Atlanta, and they had Run DMC and all of them. This is the first show in Atlanta. Shout out to Ricky Walker. He was the person who actually created the Fresh Fest.
Fresh Fest is Run DMC, obviously.
Houdini, Fat Boys, Houdini, Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash. This was the first rap tour period. This is the golden.
I'll tell you this too right here, right? When I was in Easton, right? You know what I mean? TD could tell you, you know what I mean? Like that nigga Bleak. That nigga one day, that nigga said I sound like Curtis Blow. Like one day, I guess one of the raps I was saying, but I should have gone. I said Curtis Blow. I always remember that shit. Like I'm like, damn, I ain't really know how to. I'm like at that point. Because he was young.
Curtis Blow was nice in the 80s. Yeah, Curtis Blow.
Yeah. So
Legendary Curtis Blow.
Yeah, I just accepted it, but at that point, I ain't know how to take it. You know
that's
what I'm
why hello?
Yeah.
Can't even
I can't hear you no more. After yo, can't hear nothing.
Like I'll never forget. I can't wait to the Rockefeller story on when we get to. You can't hear me?
When we had that, we gonna bring G to K.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, when we had that, we gonna have
hello.
Nice. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Nice. We can hear you.
Stay right here.
Yeah, his shit froze. Get back
probably the weather down there, the rain.
Yeah, tonight's get
this shit together.
Let's get back to it.
It's never been an era better than this, according to me. But I mean, just my opinion. I always feel like, you know, when people start these debates, I'll be like, yo, that is it. Those are the pioneers. But go ahead. You was a dancer and you made it on tour.
Yeah, so they also had the Dynamic Breakers, the New York City Breakers. They had all these breaking crews on there as well. So it was like dancing and rapping. But they needed an opener. This was at a time when, they need an opener. You don't get no money. You just go out and waste time. Burn the time off, right?
It was still like that in 93.
So I'm like, cool, I ain't tripping. I'm 12 years old, so I don't care. I'm going on stage. This is the first time I ever seen this many people in the arena. They gave me an opportunity to go out there and do probably had 3 minutes, just me dancing. That's a long time, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Dancing. You ain't got no routine.
That's
you just
right.
I can't believe they had cameras back then.
Because you gotta remember, dancing, that was hip hop too, besides the DJing. You know what I mean? It was DJ and the dancing. You feel me? All of that other type of stuff, right? So for him to be able to do that, he already brought the attention to him because he was already nice and dancing. You feel what I'm saying? That was smart. He already brought the attention to him because he was already dancing. See, this is why I love these type of stories, man.
They got you dancing to some of them shits, on camera. You know how vital that shit is right now?
Well, BC,
I seen you dancing. I seen you personally, but hip hop. How would you get hip hop in Atlanta? Because here in New York, it was only not even. It was Red Alert once a week and Mr. Magic, and then Awesome 2 overnight. How do you get the new shit? How did you get the new music, the new hip hop that was coming down? How did it get to the ATL?
Well, it wasn't there when I started. Was it there? This was pre all that. You know what I mean?
So how you dancing? Like how you know?
I mean, breaking was everywhere. Yeah, breaking was everywhere. You watching breaking, you watching Beat Street, these movies. But I was doing talent shows. You know what I mean? So I started doing talent shows. I was doing Michael Jackson in talent shows. So Michael Jackson routine be like 2 minutes. You could get 2-minute Michael Jackson routine. I started doing Michael Jackson.
Man.
Then I started paying attention.
Yo.
I seen like, oh, I can add this, I can add this. I just started learning things. But I still wasn't like great. I just was good because I was 12, right? You know, little kids, they get away with it. They get a little more pass. Yeah, pass, right?
You know
they go ahead, like a clown at the circus. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, do what you gotta do. So I was winning talent shows, and that's what happened. So I started winning all these little talent shows around around Atlanta, or I come in second place or whatever it is. And so they was like, yo, let him go out there and do what he gotta do. So I went up on the stage, and I did my perfect little time. I got off. I wasn't tripping. You know what I mean? I made them hit their time, and they was like, you know what? We need to keep somebody to do this. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And I wasn't even paying attention to everything that came with it because I didn't know nothing about me getting out of school and all this. I tried to do the right way, but this was so early in like life. Atlanta had never had an artist that would go on tour at 12 years old. So we didn't even have a school system thing that was set up where they could take my grades and while I was on the road and count them as credits. I mean, I did all the work, and I had a tutor, and we tried to do it. But when I came back, they was like, "We can't accept this. You got to do it. You got to do that grade again." I'm like, "Oh, nah, no grade." And after that, I had already been to 50 cities at 12, so I was like, "Oh no, I'm done. I got to figure this out. I got to figure it out." So then the second year, I went on the Fresh Fest for 3 years, 84, 85, and 86, and in 86. Is when I started rapping. I added a rapping to it. And by then, it was a guy in Atlanta named Shadi, who was actually from the Bronx, he came to Atlanta. He started bringing...
He get mad every time they mention the Bronx on this show. He might be a slight.
Oh, yeah,
it might be a slight hater.
Nah, just everything's for the Bronx. The school is from the Bronx, if you ask it.
What do you want me to do? Yeah, Shadi was from the Bronx.
Yes, yeah. So he, so Shadi came. He started, he introduced me to what the Zulu Nation was. All of this, hip hop, right? But I couldn't rap. I still couldn't do. But he taught me how to like write my rap. So he wrote my first rap when I was on the Fresh Fest, and I started doing the rap and performing the rap. And then that's when the rest of the guys, Houdini and all of them, they started seeing that I was more into that than dancing. So then Jam Master Jay taught me how to DJ, really hands-on.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Grandmaster D started showing me tricks. I started learning from the best. Jam Master Jay, man, he taught me a lot, and when I was coming up, man, I had a little flow, Joe. I ain't never want to leave the Bronx. And he kept talking to me. Yo, you ever been to Detroit? You ever been to Chicago? You ever been? He was trying to tell you need to get out there, Joe, so you only want to be in the Bronx. And so rest in peace, Jam Master Jay. Yeah. So I want to get back to this one thing. When hip hop came to Atlanta, how did it get to Atlanta?
Greyhound. The migration
from Texas, and Primo said it's
start
with Magic and Red Alert. Yeah. I'm just trying to establish.
So basically it was like the migration of a lot of New Yorkers start coming to Atlanta. Like I said, Shadi is from New York. So it seemed like more and more New Yorkers start coming to Atlanta. And then you start seeing like little parties, these pop up that was like, oh, this is hip hop. But then it was also like the artists was coming, right? The artists were coming, more and more artists were coming to Atlanta. Then there was a dance show in Atlanta that was only our local dance show, right? And it just, how it was coming in and out. We still only had a radio station, which was V103. They only played rap.
Jack the Rap. That's the first time I ever been into any shit like that.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So we have, the station, they only play hip hop on Friday night for an hour.
That's how it goes.
So on that Friday night, in that hour, I was right there like
kids
this.
don't understand. They got the shit on their phone like water.
You used to have to stay up. You used to have to be on point to catch rap.
I never forget. Khaled dropped Wow 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 on a Thursday. Friday, I was like in Paris somewhere at a show, and they threw that shit on, and the whole crowd was like, wow, wow, wow. I was like, you know, it makes you think about when you only heard hip hop on Friday and Saturday. And I'm like, shit, this shit across the world in one day. But at that time, we had to look for it.
Yeah.
Right?
The tissue and the tape over the cassette. Taping over shit there. Make sure.
You know me, I grew up in the Bronx.
And so, doing that.
Man, you know, my guys, we had like a public phone in front of the building, and they used to break the public phone and use electricity to put the boom box. So the bigger guys, shout out to AJ, GP, Craig rest in peace, brother. Phones. They used to put the boom box.
I was about to bring that up.
Too,
I was about to bring that up.
We was they talk about phones like that. We was like, you know what I mean?
Y'all had the illest hustle when y'all started doing that. I couldn't believe it. Y'all used to stick the thing up the phone, clog it, and get a metal. What y'all did?
A metal.
You got a metal piece, right?
Off the street sweepers, the metal shit. And that's how.
And everybody who used the phone, they lose their quarter.
Nah, they only lose their quarter if the person don't pick up and they press back for their quarter. You know what I mean? That's what.
Yeah. You're right. They pick up, it goes through. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need history, bro. Me and Pierre.
Yeah, I could vouch for that. I could vouch for that.
Niggas, you know what I mean? Just routes in Manhattan, bro. Just routes in Manhattan. Because you know, Manhattan, them phones, like once you hear that shit and they lose their shit and you hear that shit go, that mean that shit is paid. That shit got at least $30.
And them niggas used to know how to take all the money out the phones.
Yeah, we was getting.
They used to clog the phone, right? I used to clog the phone on Monday and go back Friday, and like that's how y'all used to get your money, right?
Yeah, let that shit sit for a while or a couple
days.
That
was it. That was a hustle,
See,
yo.
Manhattan,
I used to be like,
certain places
niggas got
have to wait
change.
that long. Yeah, some certain places we ain't have to wait that long. Like it was in a
like
train
42nd Street.
Because it's busy. Trains is already busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
Yeah, we used to have not spots that's too hot. You know what I mean? You can't do like 42nd because 42nd.
Yeah, where the
like,
cops at. Yeah, you're right.
Station. So we ain't doing that. We ain't. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't. We was wild, but we wasn't like dumb. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But yeah, we had a ball with that. I just had to bring that up.
Yeah, y'all made a lot of. Y'all made bread doing that.
Yes,
to the point where they changed how the quarter came out.
Yeah, how
like,
the phones look, how the boot, the door and everything. They started changing.
I give y'all won and y'all squad that was going out doing that. I give y'all credit for them changing the way the quarters came back out because I know
I still be seeing shit
when they used to go
man.
pick up.
And I'd be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, damn, man, if this was back then, like, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, people not really using payphones like that no more. You know what I mean? So it's a little different, but it is. So I know the bread ain't out there like that, but yeah, shout out to the chat. You know what I mean? It's out there, but not for those. What you was about to say, fast?
Remember, I don't know if y'all was watching The Wire. Remember they told him to rip the payphones out the wall?
I didn't catch that part.
You ain't never seen The Wire when they came to the projects?
Probably seen like one.
Hell yeah.
When they Stringer Bell came to the projects, he was like, from now on, I want all the payphones out of here.
Yeah,
Rip them off.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yo, nobody couldn't use a phone for nothing.
My bad, y'all. You know what we got to do? If we smoking, so like if you smoking, put it on take your camera off. and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying?
That's why mine's is
like how I'm doing it, because I think I'm saying that unless you chilling, you if you want to say something, you ain't smoking, you get back to it. But then what I mean, because I think that was one of the things too. You know what I mean, that I heard you able to. I don't know how much profanity you able to use depending on what it is, but I know the smoking. And I was thinking like, damn, because they like I keep up the guidelines, so I'm like, damn, what I'm doing? I ain't even really. I'm doing original content, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, and I'm thinking about shit. I'm like, and I be seeing how other people be. They don't be smoking, like whether even if it's like a cigarette, I guess. You know, all of us up here doing it, and we like the host. It's like they see that they ain't gonna YouTube not gonna want to push that type of content. You know what I'm saying?
That's to them. Yeah, got you.
That's how that goes. So you know what I mean. So yeah, we back at it. Yeah.
Poof. That was at 4 a.m, shit like that. So I would be a kid out the window listening to the shit overnight. Like they would play whole other kind of music, underground music that they wouldn't play with Red Alert.
So they was like Mr. Magic was stretched before Bambito.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
And then so see, so in '86, I met Chad Elliott. And Chad Elliott was
hold on.
Charles Stetler Crew. And when the Fat Boys won that contest.
Hold on. All right. Now I mean that was up to the part because he said Chad Elliott. Right? Y'all heard that or you missed it?
I heard it, Chad Elliott.
All right. So Chad, I can't lie. Shout out to Chad. I gotta let me put myself on it. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as with Chad Elliott, right? That was you remember Big Sal, Nice Saladin, my manager.
Yep.
I used to come through the black truck, you know what I'm saying? And
back in the days,
like,
right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? God rest his soul, right? You know what I mean? Chad Elliott was Sal's brother, like blood brother. You know what I mean? So remember, Sal was managing it, you know what I mean? So like at that point, like I didn't really know about Chad at the way, because I had to, you know what I mean, like break myself in far as with Sal, I guess before he really started pushing me, because at first he was fucking with Rick, you know what I mean? But then when he brought me out to the Bronx to meet Knock and everything, and LV went to his spot city, you know what I mean? It was history from there. But then eventually, right, I heard about him. You know what I mean? I was telling her about him, like his brother Chad, boom, 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 bam, and then Sal would be saying stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm just producing music. I'm just producing hits, you know what I'm saying? Doing different stuff. I'm like, I got songs like Memories at that point, all types of stuff. So I'm like, I got stuff for any situation. I'm like, I know I'm ready for somebody like Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm ready for that opportunity. But right, so when I found out, I was like, okay, so I'm thinking to myself, eventually, you know what I mean? I'm gonna meet him. So I guess one day, I don't know what Sal probably, you know what I mean, let him hear. But and not go confirm this too, you know what I'm saying? Not to confirm it as well, you know what I mean? Like, cause he was with me when we went to the funeral, my man's funeral. So I guess Sal was like, "Yo, Chad," you know what I mean? Was feeling the song, you know what I mean? Like I actually forgot like the title of the song, you know what I mean? But it's like, "Yo, Chad is feeling the song." You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? I don't know whether to be excited or not, because at that point I'm like, yo, man, I gotta like, you know what I mean? I don't want to get too excited. I gotta see it to believe it. But then that's when, you know what I mean? God rest his soul. A manager, Saladin McCray got killed, right?
God rest his soul, Saladin.
Yeah, that story and everything. And even that night, I was supposed to actually be there with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have been there. You know what I mean? Like I was in the crib. You know what I mean? I was tired. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little tired. I ain't feel like going. I was supposed to go. I ain't even pick up the call. You know what I'm saying? So word, he went. Next day, I guess before he even got home. You know what I'm saying? Like when I heard the situation, right? So when we went to the funeral, long story short, that's the loss I took. But long story short, we went to the funeral. So I'm like, all right. Seen, you know what I mean, Chad there. I'm like, all right, I know he gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna be there, not he introduced us, this as Boom Boom Bam. So I had a song already for that I had made for my manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, it's on YouTube, you know what I mean, somewhere as well. You know what I mean? I'm glad I didn't even know it was up there till like a few years ago. I was like, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? Like I just brought it back because everything on that was deep. So I'm like, I got him the CD, Chad, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like he was like, yeah, I was hearing a lot about you, man. But it's like after that, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I never got the call. I had wrote a letter, all that. I was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I gotta be, you know what I mean? Like, Jermaine Dupri, that's the boat I was on. I was like, yo, because I know if I do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Sky's the
that's
limit.
my opportunity right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like at the end of the day, like I said, I was just street rapping was easy shit. You know what I'm saying? I had that other music that could play on white people radio stations and all of that, all types of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, I know I'm gonna be good. You know what I mean? Never got that call. You know what I mean? But shout out to Chat Elliott. You know what I mean? Like Knock told me he still touched down with him on Facebook, but you know what I mean? Jermaine Dupri, if you do ever hear this or see this, you know what I mean? Try to reach out to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to look, I ain't trying to have no music career no more. I'm trying to right now. I got stuff going on. So it's like I could, I manage, but I still got with it. I still got something for you. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to add that, y'all. I still got some crazy classics. The music is even better. Like he would make me come outside. Like I said, I done lost opportunities and all that. Like shout out to Bleak. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody told you back then before. Nice when Bleak came, scooped me up. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bleak. Me and Claps wanted me to be on Get Low when he first started. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing was didn't make it work because he actually and Bleak, you know what I mean? He would know. But he wanted me to stop like fucking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like what it was. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, Bleak is my bad, but it was my man. We used to play in the bag. I know his favorite player is Clyde Drexler. You know what I'm saying? I was always Kenny Anderson. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just couldn't do it. So that's just chances, situations where it's like, all right, one, I don't know what happened. I mean, I felt I was there, and the other one, it was like I was too loyal to, you know what I'm saying? Like to my day ones. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm saying y'all and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, you ain't, you know what I mean? Y'all. You know what I mean? As Sherm World, like how we came up. You know what I mean? Bleak was ready to sign me. He just, I don't know, for some reason he just didn't really fuck with a lot of people over there. You know what I mean? He didn't want me to fuck with him. You know what I mean? But shout out to Bleak. You know what I mean? I'll be, you know what I mean? I'm gonna reach out. I know who to reach, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Definitely gotta get him on the show. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get him on the show, and we gonna tell a story. But we gonna get back to Jermaine Dupri. I just had to bring that up because that's why I wanted to do the show. That's why I was like,
I just want to say this though.
Yeah.
Bleak owed me $17 for all the shorts he used to come get from me.
I'm dead.
For real, that nigga stayed coming short. Yo, nice. I was like, yo, that was my dude. I used to call him Smooth B from Nice and Smooth. That's who he remind me of.
Bleak. Yeah, so
So I used to call him Smooth B.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he owed me for all those shorts.
That's my nigga Bleak. You know what I mean? Shout out
if I
to
ever
him,
was to see him, that would have been the first thing, and I know he would laugh because there ain't malice on top of it. Because $16, but yeah, he owed me for shorts, man. I used to stay giving that nigga shorts. Coming home from school when he came home from school.
Nah, you know niggas gonna get they weed. I mean, I used to do the same thing. It wasn't that niggas didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas
I already know.
Yeah, niggas try to do something. Let's get right to
We
it,
ain't
yo.
paid tax. I remember back in the days, I'm getting something for $19.99. That's $20. You're not getting the tax for that, man. I would take the stuff and walk out. Hey, it's all about saving when you grow up
Yeah,
in the hood. I'm not paying
yeah.
tax.
Word, that's
$20.
crazy.
Boom, walk
Yeah.
right out.
We
You
had no
good.
choice though when we went to go buy clothes and shit. You know, niggas ain't telling the clothes store that shit. Like definitely certain stores.
No,
Certain
sir,
stores you couldn't do that.
you're right. I
You know,
pay tax
niggas is
on
dressing.
clothes,
Yeah,
but
of course.
yeah, but little
But
small things, nah.
yeah.
Grocery store, nah. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not paying tax. It's say $1.50. Here's $1.50. Boom.
Facts.
I don't want to hear 158. I don't want to hear
Yes, that's a
none of that.
fact. Shout
But
out to
now
the
I
chat.
do.
Yeah.
I don't even mind now growing up, so that was in the past when I was a nut job.
We here. Let's get it. Shout out to the chat. We here. Jermaine Dupri, Untold Stories, man. 718 second take. You know what I mean? Shout out to Joe and Jada. We here.
Contest in Crush Groove, Chad came in second place.
Yep.
Yeah, he came in second place, right? So Charles Stetler was like, we need to put this kid on the tour if y'all got Jermaine on the tour, right? So then they worked out for Chad to get on the tour as well. So then me and Chad met, and we hit it off, and then we started hanging out, and then I moved to Brooklyn with him and stayed at his house on Eastern Parkway.
Come on, I would have been lit,
that's when
nigga.
I started like
that's
becoming
sick.
pure
Stuff like that just get me sick. You know what I mean? Nigga was right at the nigga Eastern Parkway, bro. You hear me? God, R.I.P. Saladin, man, what's good? Where's
Shout
our
out
head
to the
around this time?
Jamaicans.
Yeah, like, man, like, damn, imagine that. Man, shit, that's an automatic assist right there. Like, that's an
That's an
automatic,
alley-oop.
you hear me? Like, easy. That's an alley-oop on one of them kid rims. You know what I'm saying? That you buy the toy kid rims that you have in the crib. That's an alley-oop on that. It's that easy. Let's get it. You hear me,
Pure
Sammy?
knowledge. You know, I was a kid, I never forget. I was a kid and my aunt, my godmother, she lived in Brooklyn on the East New York in Summit. She had a little house. I remember the kids, I used to spend all summers in Brooklyn. And the kids was like, yo, come. And we went to the projects and they had a jam. And they played this
rap. Shout out to Real Rap Battle.
And I guess I grew up, I just didn't know, right? But they played this record where I actually walked up to the DJ and it was SOS band. It was Baby, We Can Do It, Take Your Time to it. And I was just like, that's what rap. That shit must have hit every endorphin in the, like, I was like a kid, but I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, this shit is crazy. I felt like it was only a Brooklyn thing, right? But you in Brooklyn, you caught everything. So you was here, you caught it.
And I learned like what was the difference between where I
Right,
Atlanta
Brooklyn.
and New York immediately. They was bricking me with everything I had on. You know what I mean? They was telling me I was look like a country bum. They was niggas in East New York was saying,
"Oh no, they don't care."
And I was
going the same way. They don't give a fuck. They talk about your mom's walking in.
That's crazy. I got chased by Decepticons and all that.
Word. So you was outside.
You was fast too. You had to get away from them things.
Yeah.
Okay.
At what point, it goes down because me personally, right? This is something I'm gonna go to my deathbed with. 27 years ago, I moved to Miami, right? And every time I go to ATL, I argue with myself that I make the right thing. Should I have moved to the ATL? I feel so at home in the ATL.
They must got a lot of restaurants.
Nah, we love the restaurants. It's just, I love black people. I love the entrepreneurialism. I love that
he
they
made
all
that word up.
help each other. The vibe is great. The weather's everything. Just every time I go to ATL, I argue with myself. Like I just be like, damn, I was hard to be here. Huh?
It's hard. I keep extending my stay with me forever.
You see what I'm
saying?
saying?
2 more days. You need 2 more days. That make you think that shit just fucking got an outtake. What's up, y'all? It's going down Friday, July 11th. Netflix and Most Valuable Promotions are bringing the fight the whole world's been waiting for.
It's the trilogy, the biggest
Make
fight
sure
of
y'all
all fights.
follow.
Continue.
You already know what it is. On the past
Make sure
fights,
y'all follow.
Katie Taylor is chasing ultimate glory. Amanda Serrano is fighting for redemption and revenge. This is more than a fight. It's the first ever women's boxing trilogy, and the world is watching.
Is popping right now.
Move your seat off of Netflix and go get popcorn or go get a soda because somebody is getting hit through the ropes.
That's a fact. Live from the iconic Madison Square Garden in New York City, it's Taylor versus Serrano one last time. It's about to get personal. You don't want to miss this smoke, the stakes, the sky high, the rivalry, legendary. Who will win?
Serrano's gonna win this one. Okay. This is about to go 5. Netflix gonna have to sign the next fight too.
Check it out. If you are not tapped into this fight, what are you even doing? Watch Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano Friday, July 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live only on Netflix.
Shout out to the
Soaked
chat.
up hip hop. You've seen the difference in the demographics of New York hip hop and ATL.
Make sure y'all
you
go
went
follow
back. You still young.
Joe
At
Jada
17,
Show.
you discovered crisscross. Yeah, did you think it was gonna work? What was it? Was you rolling the dice, or what was you going through at that?
I mean, well, crisscross actually was like a
crisscross.
The works of me getting to that spot. So I had a group prior that was called Silk
I
Times
wore my
Leather.
clothes backwards.
Silk Times Leather.
Silk Times
Leather.
Silk Times Leather.
Yeah. They actually were the girlfriends of Houdini that I met on tour. Right? So I met them when we was on tour, and they was like, "We from Atlanta," and I'm like, "From Atlanta." So I was young, and I'm like, "Shit, y'all can come pick me up." You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Y'all can come drive around. I'm like, "Oh, I got some girls I can hang out with now in Atlanta." That's what I'm thinking in my mind. And then I think Herbie had just put out Salt and Pepper, so this was like girls that was paying attention to this, and some kind of way we started having a conversation, and I never produced a record in my life. And the girls was like, we want to do what Salt and Pepper doing. And I'm like, you should let me produce you. I never did that. I don't know why I even said it, but I just was paying attention to what Herbie was doing, and it seemed interesting. So then I started really paying attention to what he was doing. I'm like, oh, he writing the raps, he making the beats, all of this. And I'm like, I could do it. So I started trying to do it, and I did it good enough where I got them a deal. They got signed to Geffen Records, right? So they actually was the first rap group in Atlanta to have a real major record deal.
Wow. You pulled that off, and then you go into crisscross.
Yeah, so crisscross
with them though.
So we didn't really have a lot of success, but we had enough success where I got $15,000, so I could get some real equipment because I ain't have no real equipment. So when I got my real equipment, that's when I started making better beats. I started getting more and more into it. Then one day, me and the DJ, was a female named Dolomix, we went to Greenbrier Mall, and they had an article in Jet magazine about the female rappers at that particular point in time. And one of the Chris's moms saw Dolomix and was like, I know that girl. I just read about her, right? But I seen the kids, and they was walking around the mall, and people was paying attention to them. And I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Charisma.
I'm like, why I don't know these niggas. I'm thinking they like, they must be on the Disney Channel or something. Like, I'm like, why is people acting like this? So I keep watching, move around. They going in Foot Locker, they going to Foot Action. They doing all the rap shit. I'm like, who is this? And girls is giving them free cookies at the cookie company. I'm telling you, I'm walking around watching them.
It was lit before lit.
I'm in there. So I'm like, finally walk up to them. I'm like, yo, who are y'all? And I was like, what do y'all do? They like, we don't do nothing. I'm like, why they giving y'all shit? No, listen to mall. They like, cause we fresh. And I'm like, oh, wait, what? I'm like, do y'all rap? And they was like, rap. They said that to me like, well, nigga, who rap? Who would rap? That's how they said it to me. And I'm like, and my mind just started going crazy. Like, if these niggas rap based on what they got going on, it's over with, right? So then I got their number, and luckily their mom vouch because she's like, he's somebody because I know that girl that's with him, right? She hadn't put it all together, but she you know what I'm saying? She had one of them New Jack City moments. But dude was like, yo, I know that dude, right? So that's what she was doing. She was like, I know him. So I got the number and I started calling him like, yo, y'all come over my house. We're gonna start making music. They was like, come over your house. You know what I'm saying? So they was really on some, you know, little hood boys that was like, we ain't going over this nigga house. Like, why we going over his house? So I had to convince them. So I had to go pick them up from school every day and like become their homie, like, and let them see like I'm really fucking with y'all. Like, you know what I mean? So we start kicking it, and I start like
that first hit
driving, watching them in the back seat, and I'll play records.
Wow.
And I play a record like Ice Cube or something was crazy at the time. And they was back there rapping the lyrics like they wrote them. They know this shit. They ain't ever seen the lyrics before. They like rapping it like they really rap. And I'm thinking like, damn, if I write a song for them and it sound good like they think it was Ice Cube and they learn it like this, they gotta work. Right? So I just started trying to figure out how that was gonna happen. I wrote so many songs that they hated, and I never got that reaction. I just had to keep going. And then I wrote this song called "Little Boys in the Hood," and they liked it because of the concept. Like I finally got to where they wanted. Okay, now you talking about some shit we want to talk about. I was trying to do like kiddie shit at first. And I was like, then they started telling me about how they, you know, in they school, kids 12 years old was walking around with their socks and their socks was doubled up because they had crack in them, something, you know what I mean? So I started hearing all these stories about these little kids in the hood. So I'm like, you know what, when they be doing the news, they don't never talk about what the kids have to go through and what they see, right? So I started trying to write about that based on what I was hearing them say. And from the deal that I had with Silk Tom's Leather, I had met this engineer named Joe the Butcher, who actually owned Rough House Records in Philly, right? So that's the only person I knew in the music industry that I could call and be like, I got a project, right? So I did the Little Boys in the Hood and I sent it to Joe and he was like, yeah, I want to sign. And I'm like, oh shit, we go, you know what I mean? I got it, right? So he gave us a development deal. It wasn't a real record deal. It was a development deal to see if we can make some better records. And like the night before we had to go to Philly to do like record these songs, I wrote Jump. I knew it when I like in the first 29, 30 seconds.
Basically in.
I'm like, if they pull this off,
you're not a one-hit wonder.
When you hear that shit, you just like, yo, this shit jumping. Whose idea was it for them to wear the clothes backwards?
Mine, because like Left Eye was living at my house at the time.
This is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to talk about.
It's like Left Eye had came to my house as a rapper from Philly. And
she was from Philly originally.
Yeah, she's from Philly. And she met this guy named Ian Burke. And Ian was like the only guy in Atlanta that I knew that was like moving around. He was like an A&R manager / he was everything, right? And if you knew Ian connect you to somebody else. So then Ian called me one day. He was like, yo, I met this girl from Philly. She raps. She a young girl. I'm going to bring her to your house. He brought her to my house. I liked the way she rapped. But I was trying to do the crisscross thing. But I was like, yo, I'm going to fuck with you when I get through this. And I ain't have no deal. But I had all these people believing that I was going to do it. So Left Eye was staying at my house without my mom even knowing. Left Eye was like living in my closet because she ain't really had no place to stay.
I want to know how
old was he at she was staying over there. And one of the songs I did for Crisscross, I sampled Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, The Girl Is Mine, right? And I was thinking like, I could make a song about y'all arguing about Lisa. And then Lisa was going to rap about shit, right? And that idea I had, but it never came to life. I kept trying to get it. I couldn't, you know what I mean? But I never couldn't figure it out. And my writing was terrible at that time.
Question I have for you. Who's an artist that you slept on and became a big boy or big girl in the game that you wasn't ready or things wasn't right? They tried, like, you know, Eminem gave me his demo 6 times. And, you know, we ain't never seen no white boy pop off like that. So I guess I was sleeping. You know, after he blew up, I went to dinner with him. He was like, you know, I gave you my demo 6 times. I was like, what? And he told me everywhere he gave it to me at. Who's an artist that you could have signed and you was like, or you wish you could have signed?
Well, I mean, I tried to sign Ludacris, but I had an office full of
employees, right? And at this
You
point in
really
time,
thought he did bring them
I
out.
was feeling like my office felt like I was controlling everything. So I went there one day and tried to have an A&R meeting. And I asked them about Ludacris, and they all said no. And I tried to go with what my office was saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking this,
because if you're a creative artist and you do your own shit, that makes it better for JD. He already a creative mind already. You know what I mean? So like, imagine what type. Of course, if he had to do all the work, you know what I mean, write everything for you, tell you how to, you know what I mean. Of course, it was fun, but he's doing more. But once he started getting them, and they had to do the same thing for Bow Wow. You feel me? I'm sure he was writing for Bow Wow too, or he had some people open. What you said, Fast Living?
Nah, I said, nah, I agree with you. Huh? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you got somebody, that's why I was like, yo, I would be that's why I was feeling that way around that time. I was like, yo, it's really nobody. The Brat was doing her thing. Of course, the Brat, shout out to the Brat. You know what I mean? She was doing her thing, but she wasn't like making hits. Like she didn't have all types of music. You know what I'm saying? Like she basically had like the same cadence. You know what I mean? Even though that was still fire back then for a female. You know what I'm saying? But what female was basically that rap that was selling billions of copies? You know what I mean? If anybody, it probably was Queen Latifah. She probably hit 1 million before, at least on a single.
Yeah, she was selling. She was moving units.
You know what I'm saying? Like she did.
She was down with Flavor Unit, right? Didn't she run that?
All that UNITY,
Well,
she just mad shit like that.
Gotta
yeah,
Shit,
let him know.
that song went platinum.
you hear me? That shit went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
UNITY definitely went platinum, probably as a single.
Crazy. I just saw the video the other day.
See what I'm saying? And it's still in the mix. You know what I mean? Like Queen Latifah, she basically the queen on the low of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
But I'm confused though. Don't Jermaine Dupri have a reputation of robbing his artists? Because I heard he did Criss Cross dirty.
Like how? They didn't how?
He
You know what I'm
robbed
saying?
them from that money that's jump
I heard that
made.
too.
Talk about it. I ain't said talk about it. What's your second
He,
take? What
he
you saying?
gave them he gave them nothing. He kept mostly all of it. And they made that song made millions.
Yeah.
And that's back in the days. Millions that song
He
went.
got paid off for the kids. T Nice.
And didn't give him nothing.
Hey, look.
He didn't give him
He got
nothing. Because I didn't like So Deaf.
But think about it though. He still made him popular. I don't know if that's a fact or not. You know what I'm saying? I would say at least he probably still made sure they
Criss
was
Cross
good.
has a documentary. Because one of them committed suicide.
TLC got busy with Jermaine Dupri, man.
Yeah.
TLC,
because he got
They already
TLC.
had a name before they got with him though, man.
That's a fact, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't. TLC didn't sign.
Everybody Jermaine Dupri bought to his label was a kid, and he got
Yeah, they
paid off
were.
of those kids, man.
Yeah,
They
that part.
didn't pay them right. He did them dirty.
Yo, but look at Bow Wow now. He's still getting bread.
We can't even
Bow
call.
Wow
We can't.
say little slide stuff
Them
about
We can't
him
kids,
call him
being.
them
Bow Wow
kids
no
just
more. His
wanted
name
to
is
be famous.
Shage.
And then you
Shade
can't,
Boss.
and then you know what? And you can't be mad like at him because because he said at one point, he said the parent already co-signed it, right?
Wasn't
So
he?
why the parent not making sure that everything is right with the
No,
paperwork
you're
and
not gonna
everything
do
like
that
that?
one, man. They don't know business. He know business. He know what he doing.
No,
He
they
know
don't
what
have
he.
to do that.
Yeah,
That's why you have lawyers. It still was business lawyers around that time.
that
You know
had
I
what
to
I'm
think
be
it was
saying?
learned
easy.
as time
Yo, I
went
think it
on.
was easy to manipulate people back then.
Huh?
Yeah, give them a money back $5,000
It was
around
a lot
so
to a
death
nigga
time.
back there.
Hell yeah, 5,000 was a lot.
5,000. They put that on the table and start and say, "Nah, y'all keep that. I want to talk business with your son. I want to talk business about your son." They're like, "Nah, they're gonna be like."
But think about
Do I
it. Yeah.
sign? They signing. They ain't reading nothing.
Nothing. Yo, we rich.
Yeah. They see that 5. He do it right. How he put the money down. If he do it right during conversation, how he do it, it's gonna be smooth. And they're gonna be like, "Oh my god."
Nigga said JD hit that 5,000. I mean, nigga, that's what he did. And how switching 4 lanes.
Put that on the table.
Money ain't a thing.
The house went crazy. The house went crazy when they saw that upfront money.
But that's
didn't know.
That's interesting.
Didn't know though, and that's bad.
What was the other group he got paid over to, man? They with the white tees, them dudes, man. Damn.
I guess he gonna go right into it.
Yeah, cause he got paid off for some good artists, man.
Let's go into it.
Yeah. What's these kids? I know who you talking about. No. What was these kids' name? They was like hood with it. Yeah. They wore white. What was it? I remember this group.
We're gonna have to let him go into it in order for us to remember. Go ahead, Baz.
Yeah, he might bring them up.
And this is what you're supposed to do. This is you gotta let the people in the office work. They was like, "Nah, JD, don't sign him." And I'm like,
"Well, you know what? They probably slept on him because he started in the radio."
Nah, but I had already. I did something for Madden. So the first Madden game music, I did it right, and they called me and they was asking me. They asked me
silencer flexing with the silencer.
They asked me for somebody to rap on it that was animated, right? And I'm like, well, I'm not animated like this.
Nope.
But Chris was doing these radio things, right? And I heard him. I kept hearing him do these radio commercials. He was really, really animated, right? And I say, Chris, come do this little Madden thing I'm doing for the video game. And that was the first time me and Chris worked together. But he wanted me to sign him, and I wanted to sign him.
You know what's crazy? There's this guy who does commercials, but he don't rap. You don't be hearing him. He be like, 1-800, you crash your car, top dog. Yo, I love this guy, man. I don't have no clue of who he is. Every time I hear his commercial, I turn it up. Like, I be hearing him. Yo, you crashed your car. Your girl left you. Your leg is sideways. Top 1-800 to get you. I'll be like, yo, this dude is crazy. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So Ludacris, right? At what point it turned from hip hop to R&B?
I go to the Bradford.
Right after Criss Cross, the explosion of Criss Cross. Right, I was just like,
well, we got the Brat, we got Criss Cross, we got
Bow
Wow, we got Usher, we got Mariah, we got Bone Crusher, we got.
Listen. So after Criss Cross, I didn't want to be labeled as a one box producer, right? So I was like, I got to do an R&B project after Criss Cross success. I didn't know if it was gonna work. This is the first time I ever did it. But I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be put in a box. So Escape Project was the first album, R&B record that I had ever written, produced, or anything. And Ian brought them girls to my house and
party on down to the SK.
Yeah, you hear it sound like a rap song.
Yes, kid. Yo, bro. You know, I used to be scared to fly. So I used to drive everywhere, to Miami, to everywhere. And so I got a certain kind of like respect for certain groups because, you know, it get hard on that 9-5 around South Carolina when you start seeing Pedro and shit. They be like, Pedro, and you got to, and that Escape, man, they got me through a lot of drives. That Escape was different. So Escape, you wrote all that shit.
Yeah. So I'm saying I was taking still from hip hop, like kick off the shoes and relax your feet. That was Run DMC line. I just was doing what I thought. You know what I mean?
You ever wrote an R&B song?
No.
I never wrote an R&B song. I never had I always thought I could.
He just broke it down. I can do it.
Sometimes Beyonce has some witty lyrics where I be like, yo, Jay must have been right in that studio and gave her a bar. Like I hear it all the time in her music where I'm just like, she's talking that shit. I said, oh, Hov must have been in that studio, gave her a bar. You know, it just, you know, but it's something I always wanted to do because I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, like I said, if you take it, if you just listen to it, it's the same thing ultimately. You just have to figure out the melody. But other than the melody, writing a song is pretty much the same.
Just
like,
you
know, LaFace goes down to the ATL.
You know who the perfect example of that? The all-time great Michael Jackson. That nigga was rapping like before niggas really even knew he was rapping. You know what I'm saying? When you go back and hear his shit, a lot of his songs.
I mean, before he turned white?
He was
back in front.
Even at that, yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Pretty, you know what I mean? But
because Michael Jackson was that dude. He was the first one to have the movies, videos, set up type joint.
Everything. Everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't into Michael Jackson. I didn't know what he was when I saw him
right?
on
Like
TV.
Babyface's.
Oh yeah, my bad, man.
I was confused about Michael Jackson when I first seen him. For real, I never liked him. I didn't know if he was a girl or a boy.
That's
Facts. I didn't. I'm like,
I've seen him since the Jackson
yeah.
5 days.
He did a show where he moonwalked across the stage. My mother and them loved him, but I was young and they was watching that, and Michael Jackson came on, and I saw him, and I'm like, that's a man. I'm like, I was confused. It took me a while to realize that he was a man. I thought, and I was like, that's weird that he dressed like that. I'm like, men don't dress like that. I was all men. That was drilled in my head. Be a boy. Don't cry. Don't do this. So boys for me was men. For me was strong men. That's what I thought.
Sure.
But Michael Jackson, I swear, he's a great. And the Jackson 5 album, my mom used to listen to that too. So I got his music on my playlist. But for real, I didn't know what he was. And I was him and Prince. I'm like, yo. Yeah, they voices. I'm like, yo. I was confused. With Prince and Michael Jackson. And I was 10 years old or 8 years old saying
rich.
I give him his props, but I wasn't a Michael Jackson fan. I didn't practice his dances. Like
he still would have had the same voice even if he would have stayed the same color. You know what I mean? The voice can't just automatically change like that. He already had that in him. You know what I'm saying? Like
he had his
alto and soprano. You know what I mean? Like
he had
both of them.
He had his tonsils removed. That's how you lighten your voice. Yeah, he had a deeper voice with the Jackson 5. Man, he was a kid. That voice was something in his throat. I mean, I don't know if it's is what I said. It could have been something else, but he had surgery where his voice took the bass out.
You see how his pops had him when he was coming up?
Oh yeah, Ruthless.
His pops had pressure on him.
Yeah, he couldn't be a kid. That's why I believe he never touched no kids. He never had a chance to be a kid because of his father. And when he got older and got money, all the adults around him wanted money. Kids, when he hung out with kids, it just was a feeling he missed. And he really enjoyed the company of kids because they wasn't like adults who came around him. Let me I got this idea, and asking him for money. He make the kids happy with gifts and toys and candy the way he never grew up. And I believe that's why I said nobody can tell me that he touched kids. Even though I thought of him like that when I was a kid, all those rumors about him touching kids and sleeping. No, I don't believe it. I just think that he didn't have a childhood, and that made him feel good when he was around kids. Because nagging, all the adults around him was begging. Everybody was begging. 'Cause he had all the money.
Yeah,
Mike was making millions.
yeah, for sure.
He was
That's
selling out. He
And
was selling out all over the world.
although people passing
I
out,
remember
you
when
know
his
that.
hair burst on a commercial. It was
Yeah, I
loud.
remember that too.
Yep,
That's crazy.
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah, he done
That's
made
why
people
I didn't
faint.
understand.
Ain't
I'm
nobody
like,
made
why
more
is
people
he hair
faint
like
than
that?
him. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? I don't
man.
care what you
Yeah,
tell me.
I
Ain't
seen
no
the
within
power
his
of
little
him.
bit of time.
Yeah, he made you right. He made
Yeah,
people
within
faint
his
in
little bit of
concerts,
time. Yeah,
pass out.
We,
I
you know
seen
what I'm
it.
between
saying?
between him
I
and
seen it.
Prince, they was rocking.
I'm telling you, see, but Michael was more. He was more rapping more than Prince, though. To me, you know what I mean? Prince is definitely a great. You know what I mean? But as far as the
There's some
rapping, like
people that will
Beat
fight
It
you
and
to the
Billie
death about
Jean
that one.
and yeah, now, listen, I feel you, and that'd be a debate. Like we could always debate. You know what I mean? When you go back to
Nah,
certain
I
stuff,
ain't listen. I know who's
Mike
better
was the
because I ain't
greatest
listen.
of
yeah,
But I
all
gotta say Mike
entertainment,
because the
period.
Jackson 5 album. That
yeah,
Kid
he's the
album, the
greatest of all
Jackson
time.
5 album,
Can't
that's fire.
can't go against
To
that.
this
Yeah,
day, I
for
can
real.
listen to that album.
That's
Mm.
that's that's Mike.
To
So
this
that's
day,
why.
that album with him and all his brothers, that album was fire.
Mm-hmm,
That kid, Michael Jackson, when he was a kid, he could sing.
mm-hmm,
You really heard his vocals,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, yo, this kid, that album is amazing to me.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
See,
My mother
so
used to play it all the time.
mm-hmm.
Jackson 5.
And that's just how I go.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's just how I go. And
Yo,
I
you
was
had
just
to be in somebody's house. Somebody had a record of Michael Jackson. That record with him with the white outfit on. Somebody had it. Somebody had it, bro.
but the red leather was the most popular. You know what I mean? Like
That's a fact.
Thrill,
regardless of whatever.
Ever.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
the
that's,
most
yeah.
popular ever. When people started getting
The
those
Thriller
leathers.
shit. The Thriller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everybody had those jackets.
you can get one
I
now and
remember.
you'll still look dope. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
For real. You get one now and still be dope. You know what I mean? Like for real,
It
for real.
depending how you wear
Have
it.
you
Yeah,
looking
for
like
sure. That's
50,
why you can't. Yeah, you
guilty.
can't. Yeah, you even though you. Yeah, of course you can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that
you
was,
know,
I remember it was they only had two colors, right? Red and black.
yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why I was comparing that to the Jermaine Dupri, where he was just saying, far as I felt Michael was one of those. Let's get back to it.
This is where from Indiana, but they set up shop. They fell in love with ATL, but they let everybody work with the artists they signed. You know, it would go to you, go to Rico Wade, go to Dallas Austin, right? And so, what are some of the songs you wrote for TLC and other artists that wasn't actually your artist?
Well, TLC was my group first before they even signed in the face.
In other words,
like you gotta remember, Left Eye was at my house, right? So Ian brought Tion to my house, and then they met at my house, and they was called Second Nature before they was called TLC.
I'm glad JD ain't got no wild allegations. Man,
I would have now. This is what I do regret. I regret my mind not moving fast enough because if I could have had TLC and Chris Cross at the same time, but I was too young to know.
You was learning the game.
I ain't know.
And it was God's timing too, to believe it or not. It was like it wasn't for you like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was God's timing.
But I had so much energy for the guys, I wasn't giving the girls a lot of energy, and they went and had that conversation with Pebbles,
Hey,
and they had a meeting. So if you see the TLC movie on VH1, when Left Eye make this phone call, she called me in that movie. I saw that. Yeah, they cut me out, but they
no. But I saw that movie.
Yeah, she called me to be like, JD, they want to sign us. What you want to do? And when she said that, I could have been like, nah, I got y'all, let's do this. But I started thinking like a producer. I started thinking like, shit, if they get signed, I could do a bunch of songs on their album, right? Instead of just trying to hold them and be like, let them sign on my label. So I was like, go ahead, do the deal. So their first album, I did a song called I Could Do Bad by Myself. on the second album, is when I did more work with TLC than I ever did. But really, a lot of that me working with LaFace came from Usher's second album. The My Way album, I did the whole album.
You did the whole
Face Records.
My Way album.
So Usher was up here. So I remember when he was all around New York as a
That
kid.
album was fire.
They snuck him in the clubs, everything. Everybody, the shit we did. I forget what was out. Jodeci, but they also had like hip hop. I think was it Black Rob's Whoa, or is it too? That was too early. They was some shit. No, because I'm trying to tell you, there's only very few records like Black Rob's Whoa or Ballin' by Jim Jones. There was very few records when I was in a club that just everybody lost their mind. And I remember meeting Usher for the first time as a kid in the club here, and they had something out there that was stupid. And I remember Usher there, and I was like, damn. And that was it. But any case,
this was party and bullshit days back then.
Oof.
This was the day.
He's going back before you talking about.
I know. I'm just like, I remember Usher as a kid.
You just capping right now. All right.
Yeah, but this guy. So the second album, so you sit down with Usher and you say, yo, I'm gonna make a classic.
No, I don't say that.
What you said?
I don't know what's gonna happen.
You're gonna make some music.
I actually don't know what's gonna happen. I just know that, I think they tried to make an album with Dallas. They tried to make an album with Puff, and the album that they wanted for his second record, it didn't work. So they actually tell me that they was on the verge of dropping him if it didn't work with me. Right? I ain't know this though. I started hearing this after the fact. So, but they was like, we want you to do what you did with Criss Cross with Usher. We want you to take him to your house. You know what I mean? Make him your artist.
Damn.
And I never did this before with R&B. I never produced nobody male R&B. So I don't know what the song's gonna sound like. I did Escape, but I ain't never do it with a male artist. So I ain't know what the song was gonna sound like. So he came, we started kicking, I started talking, and I started figuring out, okay, he just like Criss Cross almost. Like he picked up instantly. If he love it, he really get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, if I write songs for him that he loves, he gonna sing it.
Y'all can't with y'all niggas, man.
Right? But I still was writing songs like raps. 7 o'clock in the block. I'm in my drop top cruising the streets. These is rap lyrics. In the streets.
And so when you talk about all these kid stars, right? Something that keeps, maybe because it's you, something that keeps popping up to me is Monica. Right, she was just a young girl out there, and she sang like
skipping the brat. I wouldn't have hit it.
I'm not saying we got the brat. We got too much shit to talk about. But I'm just
going sequence.
You want to go?
Yeah. Go ahead. We hear about the brat out there.
Go ahead with the Monica. Let me
I'm just saying, Monica was a little girl with a big voice.
Yeah,
and she became a superstar just like that.
First
did you know? Like when you heard
she was Dallas artist.
I know.
Yeah.
I was breaking a lot of bread down there.
I knew she was hot though. I knew she had it, and she was like, she was a ghetto girl that Dallas was trying to take into the Whitney Houston space, and she had the voice to go into that space. I don't want nobody take it wrong. Say she's
no. She had the voice to go there.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
But I never thought I would work with her either. I didn't have no idea I ever worked with Monica.
What joints you did for Monica?
I did the first night. That was the first song I ever did with her.
The first night?
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something, boy. This ATL royalty is that. Let's go to the Brat. I love the Brat. That's my sister. Let's go to the Brat. Let's go to the Brat. First female to sell 1 million records.
Yeah. So,
rapper.
So the Brat situation was.
How do you find the Brat from Chicago?
Damn, let it talk, Joe.
Yeah, so Brat met Criss Cross when they was on their second tour. Yeah, they was on another tour. They went on tour with Michael Jackson. They was on another tour, right? So they went on a tour and they had like what's his name, Ed Lover, and from all MTV Raps, right? Dr. Dre. Yeah, Dr. Dre. Ed Lover was like the host of the tour, and they had called people up on the stage and rap as an intermission between I think MC Lyte and Criss Cross, right? Because they had put MC Lyte as the opening for them.
And Brat
shout out to MC Light. Her mom's just passed away. I love you, Light. Living legend.
Brat came on the stage and rapped, and I wasn't there. And they called me right after Light Skin, because I remember like yesterday, he called me like, yo, this female rapper, she went crazy in Chicago. And I'm like, I don't care about no female rapper. Like, don't nobody like female rappers. Just what I'm saying. Like, this one no female rappers popping off besides Salt and Pepper. Like, and then like street fashion of us driving around, we weren't listening to female rappers in our cars. Like, that just wasn't what happened. So I just like, nah. And I thought like me messing with a female rapper was gonna be the first time that my little success story was gonna go wrong. Cause I was like, I just did.
You was on a roll.
Yeah, I just did Crisscross. I did Escape, and I was, you know what I'm saying, I was moving, and I was just like, nah, female rap, I can't do it. So, but he kept pushing me, and I was like, all right, tell her to come to Atlanta. She came to Atlanta, and she told me to come to the hotel and meet her. I went to the hotel and like to meet her, like to have a conversation with her, and I'm like, I'm gonna take you to my house. This is where my studio was. So I'm driving her from downtown Atlanta to College Park, and I stop and get gas. And I stop and get gas. I go in the gas station. I come back. She put her tape in the car while I was inside the gas station place paying. I came back, turned the car on, and the tape started going. And I'm like, what the fuck who is this rapping? And it was her. And I was like, wait, who is this rapping? And the way she was rapping on the tape, I was like, oh shit.
She was not playing.
Nah, she wasn't playing. She was really rapping.
She was coming for it.
This wasn't the type of rap I thought this was. Like, she was really rapping. Like, really Chicago style, like Twister and all of that, like that type of shit. And I'm like, that's you? And she was like, yeah.
Also, you was producing like West Coast sounding beats for the Brat.
Yeah, but I hadn't started. I didn't know what he was about to do. I didn't know what I was going to do.
You did it, though.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do. Yeah, so I took it to my house. I'm like, I like you. I'm going to sign you. And honestly, Brat Project was like the hardest project for me because I couldn't find that thing yet. I couldn't find it. I would make a song and I play it for people and it was like, yeah, whatever. And then I just started paying attention to who she was. Like, she'd be outside my house and it was cold, so we'd like take all the water out of the swimming pool, and she'd go down in the swimming pool and smoke weed. Because she couldn't smoke in my house. So she's down in the pool smoking. And I started realizing, like, oh, she a female, like a little Snoop Dogg. Like, she was smoking weed, like chain smoking before anybody, like really by herself. And I'm like, we should put this in the music. And I just started seeing like this was what was happening. It's you know, and I mean, I'm influenced by what's going on in hip hop. So it ain't, you know what I mean? And I saw, you know, I'm listening to Dre, I'm listening to what's going on, and I'm listening to Snoop. Snoop is doing his thing. And it was kind of like, it wasn't like, cause the first song we came out with wasn't funk. It was more or less like, it was the Isley Brothers. I just flipped sleeping in between the sheets. But what I did was I started realizing that if you play the sample over, it gave you a different texture to the music. So when you start playing the music over, that's when people start thinking it was like West Coast music. But it wasn't West Coast, it was just in between the sheets. Right? Because I remember we had in between the sheets, and then Biggie and them had Big Papa, right? And Big used to come to me all the time and be like, man, what did you do to your beat that's different than my beat? And he just had a sample. I had more, you know what I mean? I almost had like more playing over different things. I could take the bass out, I could do whatever I wanted to do because we played it over, right? And I think that's what people start, you know, it was we ran with it because the song was called Funkified, but it was an Isley Brothers record. That's it. So funkified. Yeah, and that's the first time I started rapping on as far as people first time hearing me. And that's because I was in there writing raps, and I was in there writing, and I was just playing around, like I playing around, like I'm gonna say this and you say this, and it started going. It was like back and forth, and everybody who was around, it was like, y'all should do that, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to rap, right? I'm still trying to stick to just I'm a producer. I'm going. I'm doing good. I'm not getting ready to start doing this. We're not getting ready to mess this up, right? But that's like,
around the time they Suge Knight was like, you weren't producers in your video, rapping.
Nah, this was before that.
It was almost that.
He fast-forwarded too much.
He already said he wasn't talking to him.
So we get to the Funkified Funkify come out.
I was there.
And this Brat record go crazy. Funkify record go crazy.
Too crazy.
And Brat album, she became the first female solo artist to have a platinum album.
That was crazy, man. Shout out to the Brat, her wife.
Y'all co-wrote that?
Yeah. So that's when I saw, you know what I mean? I was writing, but then I started remembering, like, you rap. I already knew what you know what I'm saying? So we just started figuring out our back and forth motion, right? And I write one part, and then she'll grab it and understand where I'm going, and then she'll just take it.
You know, Tip told me Tiny wrote Scrubs.
Yeah.
The Scrub is in
her and Candy.
He said he was on the passenger side.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure.
That's crazy. Gag, kiss. I know I'm jumping all. You know, I got some
beautiful conversation. This is very knowledgeable.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
So then, like, I'm running around now with Brat, and I'm rapping. Funkify's big, so I'm performing with her everywhere we go. Right? And I'm like, I still don't want to rap, but I'm writing more raps now because I'm hearing myself on the radio and I'm rapping. I'm starting rapping, and then all my friends like, JD, you should make an album. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to make no album. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. But I start making like fake songs in the studio. Like I'd be writing a song and I'm thinking I'm gonna give it to somebody else, but I damn near finish the song. And my friends would start listening to it in the car, and they're like, yo, you should make this a real song. One thing led to the next, and then I did my first album, Life in 1472.
You want to know what's crazy is there's something going on in the other side of town. You got the Goody Mob.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You know what? I'm gonna let you control.
Yeah, you ask questions, man.
Are you not listening to this, man?
Not yet.
You speeded ahead of time.
So they're not bringing off yet.
Not yet. Not yet. This all like, you know.
How do I know this? And you older than me.
Yeah, this it seemed like that
by a couple of candies.
It seemed like that, but nah, it wasn't like that. Like it's an argument about that now. Like people don't understand. Crisscross came out before Outkast.
Couple of candles.
I know that, but I didn't know that Goody Mob and Rico Wade and the family they wasn't cooking up.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to think about it like
because he in New York.
Crisscross came out before Outkast, so you got to think about where the stretch was, right? It's like this Crisscross and Outkast. So Outkast came. I mean, Goody Mob came out after Outkast, after Outkast success. Yeah,
you ain't know that.
Yeah, you ain't know that.
No. I always thought the Goody Mob. That's why we learned it. I always thought the Goody Mob. People think I'm signing a Big Pun. You understand? Not there is people. I'm telling you, they asked me.
Said, no, they don't.
I'm thinking. Goody Mob birth Outkast.
No more.
Outkast came out.
See how he flipped that on himself real quick? They think I'm signing a Big Pun.
Come on, Joey Crack.
You see how he flipped that on himself?
Yeah, you
They think I'm signing the Big Pun.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like Jada said, no, they don't. Know what I mean? No, they don't. Like, why would they? You know what I'm saying? They probably, if some of this young generation, they probably wasn't able to understand when Big Pun was rapping and all of that. So it's like they're not gonna know. They're not gonna even. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe if they hearing Big Pun, if they know the story, then they even if they hearing the story, they still know that you brought them out. You know what I mean? Oh man, that's your boy, man. Tommy, that's your boy. I fuck with Joey Crack, man. That was no bad.
Already.
That's just crazy. Goody Mob, wow. Yeah, that's amazing. But that's after gag timetable.
He was talking. He
said timetable.
Yes, so we went into the space of me starting rapping, and me and Brat started doing like going back and forth, doing things, this, and the third. And we did the Sleeping in My Bed remix. Right, that shit. We did the Sleeping in My Bed remix.
That was a fire remix.
This was like the first song that New York had really ever really embraced that I did.
With Sis Drew
now, you
Hill.
gotta think from this whole time when I was staying here in New York, I had Silk Times Left, and I took them to see Red. I took the record to Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out, and Chuck Chill Out was like, nah, this ain't. No, I can't play it. Take that country shit back.
Chuck still like that.
Oh yeah. So I always had this thing where I kept trying to get my records played in New York.
Out on the radio 2025.
Chuck still be doing that?
Yes. I listen to him every week on BLS.
Yeah, I like that.
He's still cursing dudes out.
I like that.
He ain't never changed.
Yeah, but by the way, that just made me just like, I gotta get a record in New York. Like, I gotta get a record in New York. So I wasn't thinking about sleeping in my bed being that record, but I always wanted a record that when I got to New York, I turned on Hot 97, I hear my music, right? So sleeping in my bed became like one of the hottest records in New York. Flex was playing it at the time. It was an R&B record. They weren't playing on R&B at the time, right? He was playing this. He's like, JD, you gotta come to a party at the tunnel. Sleeping in my bed is going crazy, right? So sleeping in my bed going crazy. And then we had the photo shoot, the Great Day in Harlem. Remember I was there? He did all the rappers out there. All the others out there, right?
Looking like a baby on a fucking picture. That's in my store right now in the Bronx. You looking like a baby out there.
Yeah, so we come to New York and go to Harlem, do this, and then that's when I met Cole, right? And on my way to the shoot, I'm listening to Clue tape, and Hove took the sleeping in my bed beat, and he took my cadence of y'all want to dance, I'm gonna make you dance. He took all of that and did a freestyle. So then I'm in the car like, oh, this nigga know me.
Yeah, he fuck with you.
I'm like, he really know me. He done paid attention to my whole shit. So I wasn't thinking like when I seen him, I'm gonna say let's make a record. But somewhere in my mind, that's what happened, right? So when I seen him out there, I'm like, yo, I heard you just do my whole little flow on that Clue tape. You need to come to Atlanta, we make a record. And he's like, all right, he gave me his number. So I went back home. All my mind was that I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. That's all I was thinking about. I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. I didn't know what the record was gonna be, but I'm like, I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. Long story short, he came to Atlanta. And I went to pick him up. And when I'm driving to the airport to pick him up, I'm listening to Can't Knock the Hustle. And when he say deep in the South, kicking up top game, I'm like, he's talking about me. Who is he talking about? I'm riding. I'm thinking he talking about me. He say switching 4 lanes. I'm switching. I'm. By the way, I'm in a Bentley.
Oh yeah, you caked up by then.
Yeah, I'm in the Continental T, by the way, not just a Bentley.
Continental T.
You know what I mean? I'm in the Continental T, going to the airport to pick him up.
Man,
I'm all out the window. I'm driving like this. I'm doing everything he's saying in there. He's switching 4 lanes, screaming through the sunroof, money and everything. I'm like, this is me. I'm definitely telling you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
He's talking about me. So as soon as he come out the airport, I say, yo, I'm gonna sample this part. This gonna be our song. And he's like, all right. And he's thinking about what I'm saying. And then all the way down the street to my house, down Old National to my house, he just got quiet. And I guess he zoned in on his verse.
Started writing this.
He ain't even hit a beat. I ain't played no beat for him. I had an idea. When we got to my house, I hit the beat and I said, this is what we gonna rap over. He's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
How this work? And I thought the shit was gonna be trash.
Jada would have moved into your house. Jada take his time. He'd have moved into your house for a month before he gave you that verse. You crazy? Jada take his time.
There you go, cabbage. Now you cabbage. Y'all just flew to Atlanta for other shit and went in his studio and gave him verses. Is that a fact or not?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta fuck with the guard. But my thing is,
he's one that can catch me. Come over, kiss it.
Money
lay this
ain't
for me. Drop this for the brat.
Money ain't the thing. Up here felt like that was the emergence down south in New York. Like it was. You know, it felt like that was the shit. And y'all was talking that shit. Legendary.
Real,
you know,
hit an R&B chick.
Whose idea was the video and all that? The video was crazy. Everything about that.
It was me, Hove, and Free. Shout out to Free May. We was just like, we was trying to just figure out how to do the dumbest shit we could possibly do at that particular point in time. You know what I mean? And we were supposed to have a horse race where we both was riding a horse, but
that video was fire.
Like, I ain't riding no horse. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna ride the horse. You can put your girl on the horse, I'll race her. And the way we started talking to each other, that's how the video was. Like, all right, bet 100,000, nigga, let's go. Right? So then everything was just like, let's do it. Let's go over top. So
yeah.
We wrecking Porsches and everything at the video shoot. Real life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all was just jumping out.
Nigga can't believe that, yeah?
So at what point do you hear Outkast?
Well, Outkast is out at this point. Outkast is out. Like Outkast came out. Outkast was out. Like I said, Outkast came out right after Crisscross. So they actually was like Brat, Outkast, and that they in that little era. All of that came out around the same time, like 94. Crisscross came out in 92. So Outkast, I think like they came out, and that's when they won the award at the Source Awards in 94.
Yeah, I was there. That was that night. I was there, brother. I was sitting right behind Outkast, right in front of Outkast was the 69 Boys. Nas was sitting right in front of me.
So you really remember?
Oh, I'm strapped in the fucking Source Awards. Like, I gotta keep it real with you. I got the animals with me. Yeah. I'm up in there. You know what I'm saying? So I saw where Outkast won that award, and they just got up. And I was up on Outkast, but I didn't think they were the kings, right? So I knew they was nice. I knew they was repping that ATL. But when they won. Who they won against? Wu-Tang? They won against some serious people up there.
That was a new artist award, though, right?
See, yeah, but it was around the same time. But when they won, I remember them getting up. They did like a little 1-2 step.
Wu-Tang, what?
They went because they didn't think they were gonna win in New York. Yeah. Like so when they won, that was a major. That was like Biggie on stage going, Brooklyn, we did it, we made it, right?
Wow.
It's like when Outkast won, if you wasn't there, you in the ATL, you seen when they won that on TV?
I was there.
Oh, you was there?
Yeah.
So what that must have been like in the whole entire South, where they like the South got something to say.
I mean, for me, I didn't feel it like that because I had already said what I had to say. I had already been saying what the South got to say, right? But this was more or less like, like what niggas don't understand. I ushered in young niggas in rap. Mm-hmm. When I brought Crisscross in the game, it was no young people rapping. Young people didn't even want to rap, right? Mm-hmm. It was all old niggas. So old niggas would never give young niggas no credit. Crisscross came out, their first album, they sold 8 million records. So niggas don't ever be like really like talking about this. Like they want to give all Crisscross credit to somebody else. They sold 8 million records at 12 years old.
That's a lot of records.
They sold 4 million jump.
Well, on that wall, his studio, he got a wall with nothing but platinum diamond shit on the studio. I call it a museum art exhibit.
You walk up in there, you had to go to the store. So just think, right? Like some of these record labels and like albums was like, right? Tom, you should know too. Albums was like $10. It was like $8 to $10 with tax and all of that. Like I'm just saying, like
depending on who the artist was.
Depending on who the artist was, it probably was 12. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? So like niggas was online going to get that. Because remember, you had the record and the cassette.
Mm-hmm.
So you multiply the 8 million sales with the price of the one sale, and that's how much Jermaine Dupri made off of Crisscross after giving them pennies.
Crazy, but look,
but he ain't the only one that did that. That's why I judge people not by color, but the content of their character, because everybody always like to say the white man used to jerk us back in the days. As soon as they got the way and started doing it on their own and getting their own artists, they did the exact same thing.
But I'm sure he was doing for them, like shopping for them, making sure they got everything they need and everything.
They sold 8 million copies.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He was supposed to let them. Right, but he was supposed to get them money so they could do their own shopping. Why he got to take them shopping?
He probably had to take them because
they was kids.
Think of their mentality. He said they had the boys in the hood mentality already. So it's like, imagine you get around that time, get that type of bread.
So you don't give them no money?
No, I ain't say that. He ain't. Come on, man. You didn't.
No, he violated them.
He made. You didn't give him nothing. You got to know it.
No, they signing money, but the album sales and all of that, they got nothing. They ain't get he could have said here's a bonus. Y'all signed this dirty contract.
How you know that though?
It's so, but he didn't. They told their story. Is they had nothing when they after they got out the game. They only had that one song. They had no. I think they had another song. Yeah.
Boys in the Hood and Jump.
And they do it silently because they don't want to bring his name up. So, but right. But they say it in a way like they lost it. One of them committed suicide because of the struggles of life and not being who he used to be when he was with Chris Cross, and he ain't had no money and nothing. And this was back in the days when he committed suicide. He could have gave them more money, being that they made the most money he ever seen in his life, ever, off of that one song. Giving them thousands is still shortchanging them. When he made almost 100 million, you could do the math. 8 million copies times whatever the copy costs. So 8 times 10 is 80. He made 80 million. He made
because
you got 80 million. If it was $10 a copy, if it was $10 a copy and he sold 8 million, they sold 8 million copies. 8 times 10 is 80. He made 80 million off that one song.
You were looking
and
at
gave them
smart
thousands.
Black boy. Okay, T Nice. Mama ain't raised no fool. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was on the math team. I was on the math team. I could do numbers in my head. I crunch numbers. I got a gift with math, especially money and percentage and all that. I was on the math team before I got to Marcy. I told you I was a nerd before I got to Marcy. Marcy dumbed me down. I ain't want to be a nerd no more because it wasn't fun. Everybody was making fun of me. I was like, damn, being smart is not cool. I gotta stop. I gotta stop cutting niggas off and saying they pronounce shit wrong. I had to stop. I had an argument because Buffalo Bills. Remember, Baz, when I was a Buffalo Bills fan, I was the only Bills fan. I had arguments with niggas that Buffalo isn't from New York. I'm like, what? Right, that's New York. But back in the day, niggas like, we're Buffalo. They was niggas in the hood was asking me, where's Buffalo? What team is that? I'm like, yo, y'all don't know Buffalo, New York? They got a football team out there. It's Buffalo, but it's in New York. It's not just the Giants and the Jets. That's a New York team. I argued with niggas that Buffalo was a New York team. I'm like, yo, because I learned all the cities of New York in school.
We don't even call Long Island and Staten Island, New York, so we ain't gonna call Buffalo.
The distant cousins.
No,
not the
that's
city.
part. No, New York State. New York is a state. Buffalo is in the state of New York. They have a football team.
But you're not in the city of New York.
Nah, that wasn't the argument. The argument was New York. Buffalo, where that's at?
Can't call them New
California?
York.
Nah, I said no, that's in New York. No, you can't argue my argument because I was right about Buffalo. And I'm like this, how these dudes don't know that Buffalo is in New York. New York City is a city in New York State.
God, think about it too. Nobody was going nowhere back then, T Nice. Nobody was seeing things. We was coming up in a different era. We was coming up in a different era. People was dropping out of school.
Nobody was seeing things.
Yeah.
All they knew was hopscotch in the projects. Yo, they didn't know nothing.
Oh, shit,
yeah, I used to come home from school when I was in high school, and my whole projects would be outside. I'd be like, yo, these niggas drop out early. Niggas go to ninth. I think niggas go to homeroom in 9th grade, and that was it. They went the first week, and they retired. I'm like, yo,
come on. We used to see, I know this is off topic, but we used to see Baz outside in the park all the time, early in the morning, playing music. Baz was the only one that put us on the masterpiece. He was the only dude that was playing down south music. in the projects. Him and Ken Do. Remember that?
Yeah.
About it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was fire back then, but yeah.
I was fucking with Silk the Shocker, even though he had a
Yeah,
wax
see,
flow.
look, Baz, you put us on the down south music just from seeing you playing it outside.
That's why
So
I
the
like
South,
you gotta adapt.
if you want to talk about the king of the South, it's a lot of artists down there. It's a lot.
T.I. or Ludacris. That's it. It's either T.I. or Ludacris.
You did the man right here is telling you now who the king of the South, man.
Shit, how many millions, man? Because kids don't let me ask you that.
P. Miller, man. P. Miller, man. Stop, man.
I never heard
Miller.
I never heard of him.
It was at like 400, 500 million, but that was like 10 years ago. Now that we got this streaming shit, I know it's way more than that.
Confessions. Before I even get to Mariah,
this whole story.
What was you and the staff? Shout out to B. Cox. Shout out to everybody. What kind of song? What did y'all set out to do? If y'all just say, yo, we about to cook up some shit and go diamond and take over the whole every piece of the world, y'all accomplished that to the T. I don't think that's what y'all did.
Nah. Well, I mean, you got so we had 8701 first before Confessions, right? And so 8701. We wrote You Got It Bad. Real. So You Got It Bad. The success of You Got It Bad was just like was the beginning of it. Like it was like, okay, listen, we make after You Got It Bad success, we went back in the studio for Confessions.
Okay,
the mentality was there.
So now, how does that work, right? Because Diddy, you know what I mean? Like, you know, his story with Usher when he was younger, like did JD pick him up after Diddy picked him up?
These niggas just picking all the little kids up, bro. These
niggas
is fruitcakes, man.
Yo, hey, look, so but keep it real, right? Because when you
passing them on
story with him, you know what I mean? He was young, so I don't know how that went. JD probably picked him up after. I don't know, but hopefully he let us know. You know what I'm saying? Like where this come from.
That we had to finish off what we thought You Got It Bad did, right? So Usher was talking about a song.
Shout out to the chat.
Like he felt like his relationship was going through this situation. He wanted it to burn out. Like just let it burn out. I'm gonna have to go through the pain. And he was telling me this, and I couldn't really grasp what he was saying because I haven't gone through that type of situation, but I was trying to, and I was trying to figure it out. And he told me this, and then he left, and I sat there for a minute. I kept thinking about it. I'm like, let it burn, let it burn. And I kept saying like, oh, okay, when I'm feeling like, I started trying to figure out what the words were, and then I got it. And I called him back. I said, I got it. I got the hook. So he came back to the studio and we did Let It Burn first. Right? We did Let It Burn first. And then he started saying he was going through this thing where he couldn't really work in Atlanta. Let's go to LA. And I'm like, nah, here we go. This is the bullshit. I thought
everybody go through a phase. You thinking he gonna block his own blessings, right?
I'm like, here we go. I'm thinking about me because I'm like I want to be where I can grab all the records that I need, any ideas, it's all in my studio, right? For me, as far as being creative, I don't want to go nowhere because I know I'm gonna forget something. I'm gonna leave somewhere. I can't find something. Yeah, right. So he like, let's go to LA, and I'm like, oh shit, cool. I'm going. We go to Brandon's Way, and we get out there, and my man that was with me, he was talking to me about girls and side girls and relationships and this, that, and third. And I just kept saying, that's all bad. Like everything you talking about is all bad. And Usher came to the studio and we started talking about some things, but then he left. And all I kept remembering, he was like, yo, let's come back tomorrow. And I was like, man, nah, I can't let LA beat me. I get like a writer's block. I feel like I got a writer's block, basically. And, you know, it's really, really bothering me because I already felt like it was going to happen when I got to LA. So,
not to cut you off, that happens to me in LA. I can't just go there and go straight to the studio. I gotta cry. Some shit gotta happen. I don't got the same fluidity in the studio in LA that I got anywhere else. And I don't know what it is. it takes a while for me to get. I can't just go there and be Kiss off the rip.
So yeah, I never really successfully wrote in LA. Never. Me myself, never hit one out the park in LA. Like you know, I wrote shit there, but it wasn't.
Blackout was recorded in LA on Exile. This is it right here, man. That's probably
no. He was recording out there.
I'm talking
that's
about
a crazy song.
On X album.
Hov went stupid on that.
So yeah, so I'm.
Is that a commercial?
Yeah, I forgot I ain't like JD. So laugh.
He said Blackout was recorded in LA. That's a classic song right there off that X album. The Locks, Hov.
And I'm getting in the car, I'm riding down Melrose, and I'm thinking like,
I swear I knew.
I'm thinking like, shit, I ain't got the words, I can't. So I start thinking about Usual Suspect, right? Kaiser Soze was in the jail. He ain't had the words for the story. He just started looking for the words on the board and try to create the story. So I'm like, I'm gonna try this. And that's what I've started doing. I'm looking at signs on Melrose, there's all kind of shit going, right? So I get to the light, I think on 3rd, and the Beverly Center's in front of me. And that's when I say, every time I was in LA, I was with my ex-girlfriend. Every time she called me and told me, baby, I'm working. No, I was out doing my work. I was hand in hand in the Beverly Center like, man, not giving a damn who sees me. And I'm thinking like, oh, and I'm just grabbing this. Everything I see, I would have never said the Beverly Center in that song if the Beverly Center wasn't in front of me. I'm trying to do the Kaiser Soze shit, right? So as I get through that verse, I'm like, I got it. So everything I've been doing is all bad. I got a chick on the side with a crib in the ride. I've been telling you some many lies. Ain't nothing good. It's all bad. I just want to confess. And that's where confessions came from. When me saying, I just want to confess all of this shit that I've been doing is bad. We ain't have confessions. That if I wouldn't have said that I want to confess to you, everything that I've been doing is bad. So it's like my time I'm saying, this is going to be the first R&B record where a nigga actually tell a girl, fuck it. Yeah. You ain't got to even ask. Yeah, I'm fucking her. This what I'm doing. I got a crib on the side, a chick on the side with a crib in the ride. I've been telling you so many lies. Ain't nothing good. It's all bad. I ain't always going. I just felt like
that song feels so good to this day.
Oh, bad.
So that was the beginning, right? That was the beginning. I had to drive all the way to Malibu because everybody had left the studio and I couldn't record. I had to memorize all of this. Yeah, I had to keep going, right? So the next day, it's like we got to hurry up and get to the studio. So I put it down. You
didn't write it down.
No, I'm driving and writing in my head.
I forget too much.
So we get back. We do all bad, and then Mark pitched like, well, what happened after this situation? What happened with the chick on the side? Then it hit me. It's like, oh damn, she got pregnant. This is like my real life, right? The chick on the side get pregnant. I know this story. I really know this story. I ain't even gotta write this, right? So that's when we like, okay, I'm like, shit, this is gonna be part 2, and part 2 became These Are My Confessions. And if we wouldn't have ever got to that, if we wouldn't have did we did a part 2 of a song that never even came out.
Wow. So that was part 2
That's
to part 1. That was the response.
Yeah.
And you ain't even do the first one.
Well, we did it, but it didn't come out. LA didn't put All Bad on the first. He didn't put it on the album. He put it on the, on the repackage.
You naming some big names, right? So you saying L.A. Reid, you saying Mark Pitts. Who decides what comes on the album?
L.A. Reid on the face. I mean, at that time, Arista, that was his. He'd
be like, I want this. I want that
shot. Cool.
That's his job. That's what he's doing. And that was his space. Like LA, putting the albums together.
Because I just saw like an old interview with R. Kelly, and he said he would do like 100 songs and listen to all of them and pick out the 12 on the album. Like, you know how hard that shit had to be to like. There's probably some gems left on the floor, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like I never even understood why LA didn't even put both versions. He ain't put All Bad. And I'm like, what's crazy is that people gonna listen to this
and they're hearing the second story, they don't even know where it came from. But I couldn't figure. I couldn't figure out how it worked. Genius. Yeah, it was. It was like crazy genius. Yeah. So that was.
What's that, Nice?
He said he sang part of the song that leads into Confessions Part 2. That's how he started off on his song. They didn't bring that song out, but he's singing the end of that song, and then the beat come on. He start talking, and then the beat come on in Confessions Part 2. But he do sing parts of that song that leads into Confessions Part 2. But they ain't feel that was a hit like Confessions 2. That was a hit.
Yeah.
So he said he did it a cappella. If you listen to Confessions 2, it's gonna be a cappella in the beginning. That's gonna be him singing Confessions 1, but not the whole song. But that's all I was saying about that, because he do sing part of Confessions, and then he just start talking about, I'm about to tell you what this all about. Part 2, which was fire. It was fire. I can't front how the intro and everything. That song was fire. I give it that.
That's dope.
That song was fire, but he did bring his song. You do hear parts of Part 1.
Copy. That's dope to hear. That's good shit.
That was the beginning of Confessions.
I think Big Pun, right?
You think about it, though, JD. That's how movies. Sometimes they make you watch the movie back.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah. And it was ill. He said he did the Kaiser Soul. So yeah, writer's block. So he was looking at signs. That's driving around.
But you can't. You ain't got it. You know what I mean? Like if you under pressure, that's all I remember about that movie is that dude was in the, you know what I mean, in the jail. The dude asking him questions and he's under pressure.
The whole story with it.
He just looking at stuff and he's like, oh,
that's crazy.
And if you could put it together to make it sound good, that's what I started trying to do.
It's crazy.
Like Fast Liver said about Buffalo, they don't be seeing you don't be seeing things. You know what I'm saying?
So I gotta ask you, I think Big Pun, because his biggest crush in the world was Janet Jackson, right? You got Janet Jackson at her prime.
Was it a problem?
Okay, Chuck, come on.
6-packed up and all that.
What are we doing?
There was a Janet that went crazy at one point, but she became the fattest. I know
he all over the board.
Right to the prime. You caught her at the time she went crazy. Right? And so, and let me ask you
crazy before that.
Let me ask you a question. Well, if she went crazy before that, it was enough to make you say, let me holler.
Yeah.
Right? The confidence to holler at Janet. Well, I don't know because
did you just hear what he said he did from 12?
No, I understand. That's Janet Jackson. No, I'm talking about Penny. Okay, well, you got the confidence I ain't got. Now, let me ask you a question. You ever got checked by fashion? Can I say something?
Yo, fortify.
See, I tell you, he's on his shit on this interview, right?
I can't let you get away with this shit.
This ain't that, and that ain't this. Cracking kiss. Michael Jackson ever pulled you on the side and said, yo, you dating my sister? You know, did you? So he never
man.
But Jackie, I think Jackie did, and then
Jackie wanted to.
They just let me know. Like,
I mean, somebody.
But at the same time,
you might fucking with your sister. You might. Most like I used to sit in front of my sister with a baseball bat. She hated me my whole life. Guy come to visit her, and I'm sitting right in Forest Projects with a baseball bat, looking at the dude like they had no time for kids, cars, anything.
Before you even met him,
I don't give a fuck at that time. I was one of them crazy Puerto Ricans. So he was like, yo, I'm dating this chick. This a crazy Puerto Rican nigga with a baseball bat staring at me. No, at the house. You know, yo, miss, can I come visit your daughter? I'm sitting there with the baseball. My sister never got over that from me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was whack. It was whack. So he never stepped to you like that.
Nah, but in the house, you have to pick a side, though. Between Michael and Janet, that particular
time was.
Yeah, you had to pick a side. Like if you was on the Michael side or you was on the Janet side.
And so there was family competition.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Just imagine if it was 6 Jermaine Dupris. Yeah, fuck Atlanta up.
could not.
So that shit was like control.
So like Jackie, me and Jackie, we hit it off. Jackie told me, he was like, you know, we the first niggas in LA with Ferraris. And I'm like, what? You have to think about that.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah, just think about
it. That's a fact, though.
No, but I'm just saying, you can't.
First niggas in LA to ever have Ferraris.
Black Jacksons, bro.
Yeah.
They was the first.
To be riding around. They the first alien in the living room, bro. These guys, you leave it to us. Anything they did, we believe.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, you have to, you know, he's just breaking it down for me. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't know that. That's why I'm telling you, it took a lot of cojones to step to Janet Jackson. When the world heard Jermaine Dupri was dating Janet Jackson,
was like,
you know how many motherfuckers was like, oh,
yeah, like she had tough brothers.
You know,
never mind. Pops
recipes always told me J-Lo gave him a look one time. We were shooting a video with J-Lo. He would tell me all the time, like, shut the fuck up.
I can't believe Fat Joe just said that.
But by the way, that's all it
She
takes.
looked at me.
That's all
I'm
it takes.
telling you, I respect it because of you. I said, J-Lo did not look at you, Raul. And he went to his grave with that story. He really believed that shit.
It's probably true. That's why I said the money ain't thing. She look, she go. It's bye-bye.
She look, she go, for sure.
You ain't got to say no more.
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
I live by that today. She look, she go.
That's it.
That's what it is.
She look, she go.
I feel that.
Now confession. Because I gotta be on the journalist side because he keeping it on.
Oh, you've been asking. It. I want to stay on such a. You've been asking all the questions.
It's about time.
All right,
yeah,
I'm with you.
Mariah, how y'all, the MC, you just seem to hit everything out of the park with everything you create for her and with us.
I mean, what a Mariah shit was like. The first record I did for Mariah was Always Be My Baby, right? And
I fucking love that song. You will always be my baby.
That's timeless.
Oh,
that shit's forever.
So that's the first song I did for her. And she came to me, like she told Tommy, like, I want to work with him because she liked just kicking it. She liked Escape. And she wanted a song that felt like that. And that was my attempt to give her like a just kicking it was Always Be My Baby, right? And then that's when we formed our relationship and we just started working. And then when LA signed to the Def Jam, he started working on Emancipation of Mimi, and I wasn't on it. And he called me and he was like, he told her his favorite song, his favorite Mariah Carey record was Always Be My Baby. And she was like, well, JD did that song. And he was like, well, you need to go to Atlanta and see JD. And he sent her to Atlanta, and the first record we did was It's Like That. And no, the first record we did was Can I Get Your Number? And I'm singing on the record because I wanted her to do the part. But when she heard it, she was like, I'm not doing that. You stay on the record. And I'm like, I'm not singing on the record. She's like, no, stay on the record. So I ended up staying on the song, Can I Get Your Number? And then me and B. Cox, we did Shake It Off. So we did Can I Get Your Number and Shake It Off in the same little, like 2 days. So they went back, she came back to New York, she played these 2 songs for LA, and he was like, go back. He's like, hold up, this feels like where we need to go. You need to go back. Go back to Atlanta one more time. So then they called me, he's like, she coming back. And he was like, JD, you still ain't make Always Be My Baby. And I'm like, I can't do that again. I don't know. I don't think I can do that again. So he came, and I knowing that he wants his record that feel like Always Be My Baby. So immediately I'm like, we gotta make a ballad. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for a ballad. And we belong together.
And I want to remix
together.
Thank you.
I can't sleep at night.
And then we did It's Like That too, that same little session, but We Belong Together directly.
You know what's crazy is my favorite singer of all time is Luther Vandross. Rest in peace. And this morning, I woke up and I played the performance of Luther in London with Mariah. Now, I've seen videos of Luther singing with Whitney Houston where he had to encourage her. Like, yo, Whitney, come on. Like, he was giving her a pep talk. Because Luther different. But a young Mariah Carey went over there and went toe to toe like a Muhammad Ali fight in that performance, and it was just like, yo, and like she wasn't scared to Luther. She was a young girl.
Nah, that's Mariah Carey. That's Mariah Carey, man. She different.
You know what's crazy? Before the world was BMFs, it was So Def.
Yeah, sure.
And so I remember going to Atlanta, and they be like, yo, it's So Def. Atlanta, right? And then it turned into BMF.
Well, they got to sign across on the other side.
They got the sign across the other side.
I ain't know this on this. The signs was like, a lot of people think encouragement for them. Yeah, a lot of people think that we switch signs. My sign stayed right there. They was like,
that was like unauthorized, to be honest.
Well, we knew what was gonna. He could kind of call it.
World's El Chapo, like motherfucker, gotta be kidding me, right? I used to think they was police or something at first. They be like, yo, get with them. I be like, what? Yeah, they paying crazy money for features and this. I be like, I see them in the clubs and all. I say, yo, this is just no way these guys are doing it. Like they thought they were legally selling drugs or something, right? And so, no, I'm telling you, they come to Miami, 20 white cars, Lamborghini, white Ferrari, white Cullinan, white this, white truck, white this. Tuesday, sky blues, well, Phantoms, sky blues, Ferraris. They was just doing
different colors.
They had a birthday party where they had tigers in the club, bro, full-fledged. They was doing shit.
First time I ever seen that 175 Hummers at Magic City.
I ain't going to no party like that.
But look, let me say this: Atlanta
in the club.
allows you to do that. Like Atlanta's the only city in America where you can go to and you're gonna see black people with money that don't sell dope. I'm talking about money.
No, I'm with that.
Ultimately, what Meech was doing blended in so well that it didn't feel like what you talking about to us. Because
me coming from the Bronx,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I knew there was some indictments coming sooner or later that way.
See, that's what I'm saying. It didn't feel like that.
I fucking knew it like the back of my head.
It didn't feel like that to us because I'm saying if you pull up the Lennox Square right now,
it's mad rich black people.
The whole Lennox Square look just like what you talking about.
That's probably the only bag I never took. Like they was like, "Yo, he's got the bag. He wants features," and I was like,
"I took that."
You took it.
Sure. It's a beautiful thing.
No, I was terrified.
Yo, what's up with this Magic City album and doc?
All right, so the Magic City album, initially we did a Magic City documentary, and I got a new deal with Hyde, So Def Hyde, but I didn't have my deal, right? And I was just doing a documentary as the executive producer, and then I signed my deal in between us putting this doc out, and I was just like, it's crazy that we ain't doing something with the music, right? So I had a conversation with Scooter, and I'm like, I think my first project should be a soundtrack from the Magic City documentary. And he's like, let's do that. And we called Stars, and we was like, yo, we're gonna do a documentary, we can do soundtrack. And they was like, we don't really do soundtracks like that. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, this is what the club is about. The club thrives off the music. The music moves the club, so you gotta make it go. And they weren't really like sold on doing the music, right? But I'm sold on it. At this point, I'm starting to call artists. I'm trying to do what I got to do. So then I was just like, you know what? I thought about when I was working on American Gangster, the songs that in American Gangster ain't in the movie, right? So the American Gangster album, it says Jay-Z, inspired by American Gangster, the movie. But the songs that's in there is not in the movie. So then I was like, shit, we could do this. We could just make a Jermaine Dupri album inspired by the Magic City documentary. So that's basically that's where we at right now. It's a new.
I gotta ask you a question though. Jada hates this, but giving it to you. Top 5 dances of all time in Magic City.
White Chocolate at the top.
Oh, okay.
Because I gotta Google these people.
But she in the documentary. All these people, they all in the documentary. Yeah, they all in the documentary. I don't know. I can't top 5.
Too many. See, he always.
Man, it was a girl named Sugar. There was a girl named Sugar in there.
Yeah,
oh, man.
There was a girl named Sugar. Boy.
Sugar. Sugar dance.
None of them shouldn't dance no more.
Magic's had its
it's time. Like it's this, but white chocolate, I feel like is all time at she number one. She the one. All time.
So they done threw the most money at white chocolate ever.
Yeah.
Cause you know the cribs is affordable. Them girls was probably buying acres of shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
I know you are.
Like they was out there. This shit was.
I mean, I spent $10,000 every Monday for 20 years straight. In
Nigga,
easy.
Take the silencer off now. It's just bow,
I made the song "Make It Rain."
Yeah.
I didn't go to strip club for about 3 years till it got played out.
Till it got old.
No, they was killing me. Like every time I walk in, they be like, "Din-din!" They'll play the Superman song. The lighter come on, man. Mr. Rain is here. I'm like, huh? And it was never enough because you make it rain. They want you to keep going this shit.
You gotta make it.
I was like, yo, guess what? It's not good for me to go in the strip club because they put major peer pressure on me.
But see, this is where you gotta walk. You gotta walk from the VIP section, and you gotta go holler at the DJ. You gotta get away. You know what I mean? You can't stay in that light.
Yeah, it's a place. You can get stuck somewhere.
You get stuck in that light. Everybody watching you.
Magic City,
you gotta get out that fifth floor. Nah, Magic ain't got no second floor.
No, it had a second floor.
I got some. Oh, now they got a little step up.
That's where I met Jeezy for the first time. A little
step up.
Yeah, that was as far. That's as low as you could go up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little step up.
What made you want to do the rap?
Yeah.
Like, what inspired you?
You got caught in the lie. This nigga said the second floor.
It wasn't my idea. It was an idea that I think like Flavor Unit, they had the idea before.
Shout out.
But I just was the person
Flavor
that had
Unit
kids before, and they didn't know nobody else that they thought could pull off that part. So the idea they already had the idea, but when they came to me, that's when I started flushing it out, telling them like, this is what we're gonna do. And then my reach about getting the artists and all of this, I just took over the show from that point. And once after we got through the first season, I realized what we was doing, and I was like, oh, I got this. I'm going to run this up because I seen that, I seen how many people was paying attention to it. And I also saw, like, once again, it was like an opportunity for the younger generation to step forward and be a part of hip hop in a way that they weren't ever, when I was a kid, it wasn't happening. Or even somebody else, even like Bow Wow. Bow Wow coming in the game at the time when Bow Wow came in, it still wasn't no kid rappers. You know what I mean? When he came in, was still wasn't nobody else out that was at 12 years old doing what he was doing. So it's like,
Bow Wow to me was like LL Cool J of the kid.
100%.
Facts.
100%.
Oh my God.
When I wrote like you, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
Like,
that was his when I'm alone.
Yeah. I was trying to get to that. Like, he was dating Sierra, so I was just like,
yo, Fat Joe is funny.
All these songs out of my system,
Cool
like all these records, him and Chris Brown, Shorty Like Mine. I just start making all of these songs about the girl.
That was crazy, like certified, like nuts up.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm on tour with them, and they sat me everywhere we went. They had like me in 101, 102. I don't know why they gave me Bow Wow. He randomly just knocked on my door, and I'm like, yo, Bow Wow, what's up? And he started reading scripture. He's certified. Like, you can't, I met some crazy, he's like Keith Murray crazy.
No, he ain't that crazy.
Yo, I'm telling you.
That you're about to say,
Keith very crazy.
I'm telling you, Bow Wow, some of the shit he say private is out of control. Where I'm just like, no, it is private. I ain't saying what he said.
Man.
By the way,
you don't know how many times I said it right. Bow Wow was like, yo, he's 730. Like, I turned around like, yo, this guy. Like, he said, ignorance is bliss with Bow Wow.
But Bow Wow, let me say this. Bow Wow, what's interesting about Bow Wow is Bow Wow's a real rapper.
Yes, he is.
Like literally, like I'm saying, literally, he was on Arsenio when he was 6 years old. He has the longest rap career in rap than anybody. Don't nobody even pay no attention to it. He's been rapping longer than anybody, and he's still on the radio and still got songs playing in the club. He's been rapping longer than anybody else that's in rap right now.
Crazy.
I signed him when he was 11.
Superstar. I always thought he was Snoop Dogg's son or some shit.
He basically was.
Yeah, because we was like Lil Bow Wow. You just don't know. You know that shit. Y'all, Kiss, you gotta relax.
So, Kiss, I got a question for you.
What's up?
I got a question for you because I'm making this Magic City album, and I have to ask people prior to me making the records if they beefing with somebody or whatever. Because I only do this, and I only do this because I didn't do this with you, right?
No, but you did a good thing. I mean, you kind of like fixed it before we fixed it with that song.
So I did Hating Your Blood, right? I did the song Hating Your Blood, and I put Kiss and Freeway on the same record. In the middle,
Hating Your Blood was my shit.
Without speaking to them, right? And I wanted the record to be just me and Kiss. I ain't want Freeway to rap.
Got Hating Your Blood. These niggas talk shit. These niggas talk shit. That was my joint right there.
I'm gonna get my verse on here. And I was like, nah, I just want you to do the hook. But I wasn't really paying no attention to me telling him nah. And his man and his rap beef. Arch enemy got a verse going.
That beef was nuclear, Jada. You and Beanie and Freeway and all them going back and forth like that might have been one of the greatest lyrical beefs of all time.
So I know somebody had to say something about this.
That shit was serious.
No. It was
somebody in the crew had to say something. Somebody in the crew said something about this. JD's that nigga's quick.
You think that was the best, the greatest lyrical? You know what I mean?
That beat was crazy.
Yeah, because they you know it was gonna be bars either way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hating Your Blood.
They just kept going. Like, damn, that may be right.
I forgot about that track. That track was fire.
A lot of those was one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes
so they was
to that,
never in the studio together. They just did those tracks like different times.
Yeah, even Jay and Nas didn't even continue to, you know what I mean? Like that probably went about, like that didn't even like really continue, but that how they was, I can go for that. That's I can go for that.
Crazy. The song was knocking, so it didn't really bother me. And our beef, it wasn't. We had love. We started with love, so it wasn't one of them things like it wasn't hate. It wasn't one of them we're gonna die hating. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like so. My shit was that my trust was in you with the songs.
Yeah.
I know you got the fucking $1 billion ears, so if you hear me and him, whatever you say, go.
Your shit is the extendo clip.
I really like that.
Now I got the Kiss rule. I have to ask now that I'm making these.
Now you got to do it, but you know, I think I'm gonna add a little segment. It's called Delusional Records. Because lately
I actually like that.
Yeah.
No,
Delusional Records.
Right, you definitely need to do that.
I definitely need to
you definitely need to do that because I was trying to think of like I said, I've been doing this record, this Magic City album, and I'm only using artists from Atlanta, right? I'm only doing records with artists that's from Atlanta. It's the whole soundtrack. So the first single is with T.I., 2 Chainz, and Dro. I never had records with any of them. Like, never had records with them, right? And
that's crazy.
As the energy keeps going with this, I keep seeing people say, JD bringing the city back, this is what the city need, blah, blah, blah. And what ultimately hurt Atlanta music scene, if people talk about why the music scene ain't like it used to be, what ultimately hurt Atlanta's music scene is delusional records. Right? And,
break that down for me.
And the independent mindset. Huh?
Define what you know what I'm saying. So
from my side, it's the independent mindset because all the artists that all the people in Atlanta love, they're not independent. And they ain't not paying no attention to it. So they delusional to believe that they gonna be like these people. It ain't gonna never happen like that. It's not gonna happen. It's the biggest delusion going, right? And everybody keep trying to pump like I swear I was talking to myself before I came over here to this interview, and I was saying like, you know, like if you look at Beyonce, right? My dad signed Destiny's Child to Columbia. He was the president of So my dad used to work at Columbia Records. This was one of the things that he, this was one of his puts right there.
Shout out to OG.
Yeah, shout out to my dad. But I say this to say that Beyonce has been signed to Columbia Records for 25 years, right? Or longer.
The Arrow.
Right?
Wow,
but Steve Stout got a record company that's independent, right? And Stout and Hove is partners, right? You would think that if it's so green on the other side, why wouldn't Beyonce get out her deal and go sign with Stout? Or anybody else for that matter, right? And the delusion is that it's a delusion in there. And whatever your delusion is, it's a delusion in there. And that's what I'm saying. All these artists, Lil Wayne, Drake, Kendrick, I don't care who you're talking about. If they on that list, they signed to a major. And you can talk about they got a better deal. And that's the part I be trying to make people understand. Like, we got out of this space of like we got into this entrepreneurial space and we got out of making deal space. Like, you can make a deal. You ain't gotta own it. You can go in there and make a deal. You can tell niggas exactly what you want. If they fuck with you, they gonna take it. If they don't, you just keep walking, right? Like this when I just heard you talking about you getting paid to talk, you can't believe that, right?
It's unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. But you got what you wanted.
Yes, that's a fact.
Exactly.
Well, we got what we wanted.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got what y'all wanted.
You don't get what you asked for. You get what you negotiate.
Yeah, you got to negotiate, and that's what has hurt Atlanta. Atlanta's spirit was that if Dallas Austin wouldn't have got a deal, then Kevin Wells would go get a deal. Then Divine Stevens would get a deal, and then Polo the Don get a deal. And it was like niggas was going out here finding big bags. And then it got to a point where niggas like, oh, well, fuck them. We gonna do this shit by ourselves.
Yeah, all right. I like to see it.
Delusional Records.
Diamond D, who put me on, he was one of the first to move down to Atlanta.
Definitely still,
New York, Diamond D.
Fly. He was always
Keith Sweat
fly,
went down there. Right.
Always.
Who?
My man Mark.
Yeah.
The man went down there. A lot of guys moved down there. But the part of my delusion is, right? So Aaron Hall's brother. Right?
Yo, what? You ain't even gotta say it. You ain't gotta say it. I think I'm gonna get that.
Yo, kids. Yo, I'm just saying. When the brother, the Damian Hall, what did he do? He know what the fuck I'm talking about. He said God was the greatest group of all time. Now, God,
tired to say he feel like that. Go ahead. Let me hear what you.
What's the greatest group of all time?
New Edition.
Hello. Can you stand the rain?
No, but
can you? Hello. Now you gotta be delusional to think
you
that
don't
going
think
up
somebody
against
in a group
sensitive. You want to know what's crazy? 2 days ago, we in my pool, right? Friends, family.
They couldn't even break down why he said it.
And everyone said New Edition. That wasn't even a brainiac thing. Because you know, my favorite group of all time is Boyz II Men, but still, everybody said New Edition.
Now let me say this on the show right now.
Boyz II
Men is the greatest group in music history. Period. They're the greatest group to ever come out. White, black, I don't care what it is. They're the greatest group to ever come out. Reason being, everybody went solo and went platinum. Everybody. Right. This ain't happened with the Jacksons. This ain't happened with the Four Tops. This ain't happened with the Temptations. This ain't happened with the Backstreet Boys. This ain't happened with NSYNC. New Edition. They got BBD, they went platinum. Ralph Tresvant went platinum. Bobby Brown sold 10 million records.
Well, Johnny Gill.
Here go that breakdown, Bass.
Nobody in their crew didn't eat. And they all went solo, and they all came back.
Because I got real cool with
me off.
But we got old 4 times. And I love that.
Talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk that
Hit
shit.
me
I got one of my samples from New Edition. Is this the end? Mama told me you heard that it was gonna happen, but she never asked when.
So crazy. My favorite artist from New Edition is Ralph. I fuck with Ralph. Oh my god. That nigga get all the bitches.
That's a fact.
You know, I love seeing my OGs do great. I'm waiting for him at the Waldorf in LA, and the man pull up in the Bentley, come out with the Tiger bag.
Y'all hit the like, follow.
Johnny Gill, that's how I like to see my OGs. I don't like to see my OGs. You know, in hip hop, a lot of the OGs fucked up in the pockets. But I love to see Johnny Gill pull up with that shit on, doing fun. What happened, Kiss? You stretching?
Yeah, my elbow. I hurt my elbow. Nah, but for real, they the greatest group. We should treat New Edition better, man. New Edition is the greatest musical group to ever come out.
Ever.
I'm talking about all of these groups. I'm talking about the Who. I'm talking about the Rolling Stones. I'm talking about all of these artists. If you go, I'm talking about all of these bands. You can say the Rolling Stones. You can say all of them. None of them niggas have all their artists. They whole group
about the Beatles.
Everybody wins.
Whoever they die with die. You know, when white people get something, they hold on to it.
Whoever they got.
JD? When white people get something, they hold on to it.
We need to do the same thing. New Edition is that.
They still outside of Elvis' house right now.
You said what?
They still in Elvis' house right now, taking tours right now. I'll tell you, them white people, they won't let that shit go.
Yeah. Well, we need to do the same with this.
No, we need to do that with New Edition.
No, I'm telling you, because you talking about Boys and Men. Boys and Men came from Bivens.
Yes, they did.
When your favorite group was your favorite group.
Talk that shit, JD.
They was better singers.
Nice. You didn't think about that?
No. I'm just being honest with you. I'm
the Men.
Worshiper. I'm just
Boys
saying.
the Men, BBD.
You know,
Boys the
Yep.
Men.
Boys the Men, ABC, BBD. I remember that era. But Boys to
Shout
Men.
out to my moms playing all that music when I was coming up. Word.
I don't know.
Played all that good music.
Cause like who on Boys the Men is fucking with Bobby alone?
The one who sung End of the Road, which is a classic, which made people drop down to their knees and cry. It was a very emotional song. New Edition never made a song that come close to that.
No, was it his solo song?
What? No, they never went solo. They was a group.
Okay,
but I'm just comparing voices. I'm into the voice. Like they were better singers than New Edition.
But JD just said, like, remember back then you had to sing. It wasn't all about swag like how it is now.
All that
all of them went platinum or better. Far as you can't really compare. I hear you. I ain't knocking your second take on what you was hearing, but he's speaking of overall, like, you know what I mean? For us to make a team, everybody gotta be, you know what I mean, good at what they good at to make the team better. You know what I mean? But if they go on their own, they still the same star. You know what I mean? Like that was New Edition. You know what I'm saying? That was New Edition.
I thought Bobby Brown album was better than all of theirs, and all of their albums, they all had one hit song that took them songs. You can't play Johnny Gill came later. You can't play Ralph Tresvant whole album. It's just because he had a hit song. Same thing with the rest of them. Bobby Brown was the only one that had an album that you could listen to.
Absolutely. No,
all the way through. It was a lot of better singers than New Edition. It was a good group. And I know if my ex-wife grew up in their projects with them. So I know she probably cursing me out if she hear this.
If his album went platinum, they didn't say the single. They said all of their albums went platinum, not just the one single, because that single probably
they kicked Bobby Brown out the group and formed their own group. So that's why Bobby Brown did his own album, because they kicked him out the group.
He was getting his mind right. Bobby Brown was getting high.
He started that group.
I mean,
that was Bobby Brown group. He got kicked out of his own group. He started.
Hey, they look good, but you got to think once them the bright executives, you know what I'm saying? They like, look, y'all three is good. You know what I'm saying? Or
And
we
they
add
signed,
somebody else.
and they signed Johnny Gill because he was the singer. He had a better voice than all of them.
But he still, you understand? This is what I'm saying. It ain't no comparison. That's all you doing is proving my point.
No, but Johnny
Gill
Gill wasn't an original New Edition member.
Nah, he was KD coming to the Warriors. He was never New Edition.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect right there. That was perfect. That's how it went with Johnny Gill. But he was the best out of them. He was the best during his
better
time
than
with
no
New
Bobby
Edition.
Brown, bro.
They had to. Huh?
Niggas wasn't when Bobby Brown was out. Nobody was fucking with him, bro.
No, it's out. I said he had the best album. I remember Is It Good Enough and all of that.
Niggas was not
I
fucking with him.
remember that was his hit song off his album, Isn't It
He
Good
had a
Enough?
whole bunch of hit songs. You crazy?
But I'm talking about his first single was Good Enough off that album. Took it to the.
I work hard. I know.
And the rest of New Edition guys who did their own albums was feeding off that video, Bobby Brown's success, because they would play the rest of New Edition videos after they played Bobby Brown. So that's how they got shine.
That's a championship team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the superstar and then you got all stars. Even when you have
they wasn't a team.
Still only one. I mean, you had two with KD, and I hear what you're saying, though. I'm saying when they formed it, no matter how it came along, because before Johnny Gill came, they were still winning championships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. They were still winning championships before that. Even when Bobby Brown left, right? They still was winning championships.
They still was winning.
Hold up. Okay. If he said New Edition was the greatest of all time group.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about singing and songs. There's a song called Earth Angel. It's a classic.
Yeah.
They did it over on their album, and nobody never listened to that. They destroyed it. One of the best songs ever. It's a classic. It's called Earth Angel. Temptations did it. Some white dudes made the Penguins or whatever. So some white group back in the days, they did it, and the way they did it was masterful. But New Edition, they tried it, and it didn't work. It didn't work, but one of the greatest songs of all time.
It don't take away from their work, though. You feel me?
No, I'm just going off of what he said. As the greatest group of all time, and they wasn't vocalists. I mean, Bobby Brown was. He was the only until they got Johnny Gill.
And to me, Boys the Men, they only their greatest songs was like pain songs.
No, Boys the Men. Their first song was a hit. Motown Philly back again. It was a party song.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
Yeah, they was jamming.
Boys and Men was coming hit after hit after hit. They won Grammy after Grammy after most of all their songs won Grammys.
So, all right, so you saying right now, Boys and Men as a group sold more than they sold more than
Boys and Men. I'm not gonna make up no numbers. I don't know Boys and Men sales how they did, and I would say New Edition probably did. Because they came back out. It was, remember, Boys and Men, ABC, BBD. That was when the three of them, they got rid of Bobby and they joined forces with the ABC, those little kids. Aisha, one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, Aisha.
Niggas had the Jordans on before jerseys was popping like that. They had the jerseys on. That video was hot. But yeah, they was all making money. But it wasn't New Edition. It was BBD. That wasn't New Edition, so you can't count that as far as New Edition success. They broke the group up.
Check the
numbers. And it was fortunate that Bobby Brown album did what it did. Because it proved he ain't need them.
Yeah. I gotta find that out. I gotta do that research and actually see, who sold more as a group. through their career. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's interesting. I mean, because you know, that's how it is. Money tells
But
people, look.
it's gonna be New Edition. They was out longer than Boyz II Men. Boyz II
So
Men
we
had
could
what,
just say,
a few.
through a certain decade. You know what I mean? We could put a decade in there, wherever you feel both of them was hot, and then let it go from there. You know what
It
I'm
was the
saying?
90s when Boyz II Men came out in the 90s. They didn't come
Yeah.
out in the 80s. A New Edition came out in 84, 83. That album,
Of course,
Jealous
they was,
Girl and all that. Popcorn
yeah.
Love, that was their
Boys and
first
Men wanted to
single
be
that hit
like
the
them.
record. It was
They wanted to be
Popcorn
like them.
Love.
Yeah, they wanted to be like them. You know what I'm saying?
And Ralph
Nah, I fuck with Boys
Tresvant
and Men.
was the lead singer.
Yeah.
Mostly all the songs, Ralph Tresvant, because he had the voice the girls like, and
Yeah.
that's what messed up the group, because Bobby Brown wanted to be
The
that lead
main dude.
singer.
Uh-huh. He was the main dude. So of course he couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, you know that. You ain't really trying to see, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga in that around that time. That's what I'm saying, as far as even with competition. That's what I'm saying. Nowadays it's too much friendly shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, right,
He
those
should have
times
said in the
everything was
80s.
competition.
He should have said the 80s. I would have been like, all right, yeah, I could go
But
for that.
his point was his point. He had a good point. You know what I'm saying? I had to go with that. You know what I mean? When you look at it that way, I'm like,
Everybody went platinum.
yeah.
I could see where he
Everybody
could
on
have.
Boys the Men wouldn't have went platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Can
Because
We
what
can't
made
do the
them
if
great
they
was they
stay the
different
group. They stay
sounds.
loyal to each
Yeah.
other.
Because
New
ain't
Edition,
nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
what
That's because of their sound, though. You know what I mean? They
I
sound, they
probably
had,
would
you know.
say Boys the Men made more money than them as a group. New Edition as a group, when all of them was together, which
Yeah.
wasn't for long. It was for one album. And the second album, I forgot what happened, but that's when things started breaking apart.
We could do
Like
the 90s.
I just said, my ex-wife is from the project. She grew up with them, so we had talks. Because I'm from Marcy, and the greatest
Yeah.
rappers from Marcy, and her argument was the greatest group was New Edition from her projects, OPP. They from OPP projects in Boston, Massachusetts.
Mm.
For real, dead up. My ex-wife grew up with them. My moms hung out with their aunts and mothers and all. They knew them like how we grew up in the hood. That's how they grew up with New Edition.
Mm-hmm.
So I had got more stories about New Edition, but that point he made, he should have just left it with the 80s. And I would have said, yeah.
We
But
gonna
the
do the
fact
math.
that they all went platinum is fire. I ain't know
Yeah.
that.
We gonna do the math for sure. We gonna do the math. Let's see what's up.
Man, that's hard. That's a hard one.
They
Boys and Men in their
Cause you can't
project.
count
They do. But just with New
They
Edition,
just started off,
No,
said
New
that's
Edition
hard.
put them
That's a
on.
long one. This
So
is wild,
there's no question. I'm agreeing. I'm just saying Damian Hall.
Shout out to Damien. Listen, I
we had Jim Jones.
and Fat Joe said
No,
New
we had
Edition
Jim
put
Jones.
them on.
y'all ain't say
That's where
that.
that shit started out.
BBD put them on.
no.
You see what he said, Kiss?
They tried. He's on my side.
You let him keep talking. What you want me to do? Stop him? I tried to stop him. The man kept talking. We tried.
I tried. Like John song with Little.
Listen,
I tried.
let me tell you something. I realized that man was determined to do that. He waited for any. If we would have said Serena Williams or Venus, he would have said, "Yo, better than Nas." Like he just was waiting for that them eyes.
You brought up the little guy that did the comparison.
And what I would have said was, "Hey, it's an honor to be compared with the rap god." Any normal person
I would have said it's nothing about with that little kid.
We have a whole new segment called Delusional Records out here.
You invented
And
it
we gonna
with that episode.
This shit out of control out here. Like you a guy like you've been there since the Fresh Fest. You got Instagram. You see some of this shit sometimes, and you just like, yo, this shit.
I mean, it happen to me every day because it's like a lot of the things that I lived through as a child or whatever. it ain't around no more. So it's hard for people to even grasp what I'm talking about, right? It's like it's a poster.
That's why shows like this is very important.
Like it's a poster in my studio that's a crisscross poster, and it says, you know, on tour with Michael Jackson. And people come in there and they like, I didn't know that happened. Yeah, Crisscross went on tour with Michael Jackson. Like I wrote it up there. Like I did. Like this actually happened.
Yo, you want to know what's crazy is? I think if they did a movie of anybody,
nerve of him to bring up Crisscross.
Michael Jackson, I would tune in every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm so intrigued by MJ.
Nobody did that.
And that's why I asked you if he said it. You got any ill stories with MJ?
I did. He was Michael Jackson at all times.
You gotta find the right kid.
Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson at all times.
So even behind the scenes.
One
Crisscross on tour with. How the fuck did?
No, he wanted him on tour. He wanted. He wanted. I mean, you know, we was all on Sony, but you know, Jump was huge, right? It was just a big record, and Mike liked he liked rap, but people ain't, you know, what I mean, they weren't really fine. They didn't know that that's what he was into, and he was like that song. Them kids, they got it, and he took them on tour. And we was having this argument about it because I don't think it's nobody else that rap that's ever opened for Michael Jackson besides Crisscross.
No, I remember Heavy D with Janet Jackson. I remember Biggie had the joint with Mike, but nobody did that. You know, I got a crazy story. I don't know if it's mine to tell, but my man 5001 guy 5001.
He got that budget for that, right? 70,000, some kind of crazy budget, and it never came out.
God 5001. Rodney Jerkins calls him. Shout out to Rodney Jerkins, Hall of Fame legend, all that brandy, all that. So he tells him, yo, come to the studio. I got an important customer for you. I can't tell you who. So guy goes to Sony studio or something. He got his little notebook with him. He about to take the measurements. It could have been anybody. He said he went to the bathroom and he told Poppy, you know, Poppy cut up all the shit, right? So he told Poppy, we're gonna meet somebody famous. It's like Chef. If I would have told you, but I don't know. He was like, we're gonna meet somebody famous. Calm down, Poppy. Don't get too excited. He didn't know who. So he said he went to use the bathroom and he was about to piss. And the biggest guys opened the bathroom door and was like, they looked and all the shit. They was like, all right, you can come in, it's safe. And Michael Jackson walked in. God 5001 pissed on himself. He said he pissed on himself. And he had the phone.
That's crazy.
Story, God. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Y'all know what it is, man. We've been here. We had a great show today. You know what I mean? Shout out to Joe and Jada. You know what I mean? JD's Untold Story, 718 Second Take Entertainment. You know what I mean? We here. Make sure y'all hit the likes, follow. Like I said, we're gonna be more tuned in and doing more episodes on the entertainment page. Also, you know what I mean? We got the sports, the ESPN recap reactions, you know what I mean, page. You know what I mean? Go over there and add the 718 at the end. But make sure y'all go follow that page. You got a lot bring, you know what I mean, with the sports. We're gonna do this right. We're gonna work with the algorithm. The algorithm gotta work with us. You know what I mean? But shout out to the team. Shout out to everybody that was watching. Shout out to the team that ain't here, man. J-Biz, TD. You know what I mean? We shout out to the partners that's here. You know what I mean? Fast living is a wonderful feeling. T-Nice, the debater. You know what I mean? Tommy Two Shoes, you heard me. Because every time you see, you know what I mean? AKA New Money. You heard me? That's what we doing. And you know me, B.A. I can't forget the OGBazz. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Like, y'all, man. We gonna be tuned in next week. We're gonna come back. We're gonna hit them hard with both pages. We're gonna do the sports, and we're gonna come back with something good in the entertainment. And you know, we're gonna always have our second take, man. Y'all know what it is. Wake up early. Stay up late with a kind of 718 second take. Y'all can all relate. Y'all good, y'all? Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night, fellas. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Yes.